Blue Jays are in flight, leading 3-0.
Blue Jays fans, this is Ross Atkins, and you're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on Sirius XM.
This
slams the ball to right field, way back, way gone!
Is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Low rounding and heading for second, the throw! In time!
On the Sportsnet Radio Network.
A Blue Jays bullpen day with Toronto going through a busy stretch, 18 games in 17 days. The starters are being pushed back a game. That sets up Ryan Burr to start this one with Ryan Yarbrough primed to pitch a lot as well. Hello and welcome to Rogers Center for this series opener. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali is our host and producer. Andrew Adams and Tom Young are our technical directors. Toronto Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Elmwood and Owen Sound, Ontario. Protect your vehicle from rust today. Find your local family-owned Crown at crown.com, Canada's #1 rust protection. The Blue Jays and Angels square off today, a week and a day after Toronto earned a sweep in Anaheim. Both teams have had a tough week since, each going 2-4 with a pair of series losses. We'll see who gets right this weekend as the first of 4 games is coming up next. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, streaming at sportsnet.ca, the Sportsnet app, and across the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Timber Mart is Canada's building center, a solid neighbor to call upon when you've got a job to do. Your dependable home improvement store that offers the added value of Air Miles reward miles with every purchase of $15 or more. Visit timbermart.ca.
We're 2 men in a truck, the movers who care. You never know when cardiac arrest can happen. That's why each and every one of our trucks carries a life-saving Mikey defibrillator as part of our Mikey on Board program. Whether we're on the highway or in front of your house, we're prepared to help anyone whose heart may skip a beat. The Mikey Network has saved many lives, making Mikey's accessible to the public. And now they're on board our trucks. We're 2 men in a truck.
2 men and a truck, the movers who care.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between pizza and inflation. First to the plate, with over 2 million sold, it's Fixed Rate Pizza, a hot and fresh extra-large 4-topping pizza for a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for Fixed Rate Pizza. Lock in yours today.
Order pizza.ca.
Timber Mart always has plans to help you with your plans. Your home, your cottage, your garage, whatever needs your attention first, check the most visited spot on our website for ready-to-order plans to get the job done with Canada's building center. Visit timbermart.ca.
This is John Paul Morosi. Coming up on the next episode of The Road to Cooperstown, I sit down with Hall of Famer Jim Thome.
7th game of the World Series. That's what every kid dreams of. It's heartbreaking when you...
What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us for this Blue Jays matchup against the Angels. Please take a moment and make sure you have hit that like button down below. We really appreciate every single like. The more likes we get, the more people we have to hang out with us during this baseball game. So please take a second and hit that thumbs up. It is greatly appreciated. I do check the numbers every single day to see how we're trending, and we are trending up, so much appreciated. Now let's get back to the baseball. Let's go Blue Jays. Let's finish strong. Let's take care of the Angels.
Alongside Chris LaRue. Toronto trying to get back to winning ways after a couple series losses, and they'll do that against the Angels, who they swept last week in 3 games in Anaheim. Before we get into this one, we'll go over the lineups and first the standings, brought to you by Bet365. At Bet365, you can watch thousands of live games, build your own bet, and can even make a bet while the game's still being played. 19+, play responsibly, Ontario only. Blue Jays in the basement of the AL East, 59-68, 15.5 back after the Yankees already picked up a win today. The Angels are in the basement of the AL West. The Oakland A's picked up a win to go to 55-73. Or pardon me, the A's are right now, yes, half a game ahead of the Angels, who are 54-73 entering this one. It's the first year that Ron Washington is the manager of the Angels. And Chris, who is going to be in his lineup today?
Well, thank you very much, Ben. Leading off for the Los Angeles Angels is Taylor Ward. He'll be in left field. At shortstop, batting second is Zach Neto. Batting third is Nolan Shawnuel. He'll be at first base. Playing third base in the cleanup spot is Anthony Rendon. Batting fifth is Mickey Moniak. He'll be in center field. Batting sixth is Joe Adell. He'll be in right field. Behind the plate is Matt Thaiss. He'll bat seventh. Batting eighth is Nico Cavadas. He'll be DH tonight. And batting ninth is Michael Stefanik. He's at second base. On the mound for the Los Angeles Angels is Brock Burke. For the Toronto Blue Jays, leading off is George Springer. He'll be in right field. In center field is Dalton Varsho, batting second. Batting third is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He'll DH tonight. At first base is Spencer Horwitz. He'll be in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth is Alejandro Kirk. He's behind the plate. Batting sixth is Will Wagner. He'll be at second base. Batting third is playing third is Ernie Clement. He'll bat seventh. Batting eighth is Joey Loperfido. He'll be in left field. And at shortstop, batting ninth is Leo Jimenez. Opening tonight's game for the Toronto Blue Jays is Ryan Burr.
And I don't know, for a former reliever, if this is like your Super Bowl today. 2 openers. We get Brock Burke on one side for the Angels, Ryan Burr on the other side for the Blue Jays. In the Angels game plan today, it's expected that Griffin Canning, a traditional starter, will take most of the work. For the Blue Jays, it is kind of a true bullpen day. Ryan Yarbrough is expected to get the bulk, but he's been a reliever for Toronto this season.
Yeah, Ryan Yarbrough has been a starter. He made 68 starts in his big league career, so this is something that obviously he's done before. But no starts this year, 36 games with both the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. Second nature to him. I think he's going to come into this game and 3-4 innings, no problem.
Ryan Burr right now getting loose for the Blue Jays. Part of the reason Burr was picked in this spot is he just hasn't thrown as much recently as some of the other guys, and the Blue Jays are looking for up to 2 innings of work from Burr, who has worked 2 innings once this year.
I actually, when I found out that Ryan Burr was starting, I wondered if they had told him last night or today. And I was hoping that they told him today so he didn't lose any sleep last night over it.
Burr on the mound here and getting ready to go against Taylor Ward, the right-handed hitter. Righty kicks and fires home, and the first pitch is lined foul, 0-1. Time of the first pitch today, 7:07 Eastern. Roof is open in downtown Toronto. It's 23 degrees Celsius, and the sun is shaded by some big white puffy clouds overhead. The 0-1. Called strike, went with the slider. It's 0-2. A little bit warmer today than some of the days recently here at Rogers Center. Even had the roof closed a couple days ago. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good start for Ryan Burr, who skips off the mound with a 3-pitch strikeout of Taylor Ward.
And we haven't seen Ryan Burr in the first inning yet this season, but we have seen that slider quite a bit. He's thrown a lot of good games this season. He's had a couple of speed bumps, but for the most part, he's been very solid. A mid-90s fastball, and then that slider right there, that's pretty good.
Burr right now is making his 20th appearance of the season. He kicks and delivers to Zach Neto. Swing and a miss, strike 1. ERA just over 5 for the righty, coming off a tough appearance. 2 earned runs in an inning against Cincinnati, and also gave up a couple inherited runs that inning. His 0-1. Neto, the right-handed hitter, takes up and in. One out, nobody on, no score, top of the first. The 1-1. Called strike with a slider, it's 1-2. Fastball, slider for Burr. Neto didn't like the call, shaking his head. The second-year shortstop who's had an impressive season. 261, 27 doubles, and 19 home runs.
Yeah, there's some decent pop in this Angels lineup. Taylor Ward, 16 home runs. Neto, 19 home runs. And then Joe Adell is hitting 6th tonight. He's got 18 homers.
Neto had asked for time. Now the righty batter in the box. Knees bent. And here's the 1-2. Down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Angels did get the tough news a couple days ago, maybe about a week ago now, that Mike Trout is out for the rest of the season. Has not been a great year, obviously, for Los Angeles. The 2-0 pitch hit foul back into the screen, and it's still 2-2.
I mean, obviously that's a disappointment for the Angels, but I bet it's a bigger disappointment. Well, not bigger disappointment, but also a disappointment for Blue Jays fans who bought tickets months ago looking forward to seeing Mike Trout in the lineup.
It's just a shame for all baseball fans how often Trout's been injured recently. 2-2 pitch is lifted to shallow right. Springer barely moves, takes 2 steps in, and makes the catch. 2 down. 2 outs in the first inning, and this first is brought to you by Armstrong Bird Food. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong, feeding Blue Jays since 1986. Visit ArmstrongBirdFood.com. Couple of right-handed hitters retired early on, and now the lefty swinger, first baseman Nolan Schanuel, comes up. Schanuel in his second season. The pitch. Strike 1. Putting together a decent year. First full campaign as he was a 2023 draft pick. 251 hitter this year, 16 doubles, 12 homers. 0-1. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. Schanuel also leads the Angels in walks, has 57 walks to 81 strikeouts. 1-1. Takes off the plate away. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, Schanuel, just 22 years old, 6'4", 220 pounds. I feel like baseball players are getting bigger. It's a big boy.
No, you're right. I mean, we just saw Ellie De La Cruz playing shortstop for 3 days in a row. 2-1 pitch is flared out to left center field. Varsho coming in. That's going to get down in front of him and Loperfido. It's Loperfido who fields it on the hop, and that's 2-out single for Schanuel.
And that base hit right there shows you just how good of a hitter he is. A good slider down out of the zone. He goes down and kind of golfs it out in front of Dalton Varsho out in center field for a single.
That's just what Schanuel does. It's not necessarily blistering contact all the time. He's going to put the bat on the ball and give himself a chance, and now he's on first with 2 outs, and Anthony Rendon is up. The pitch. Swing and a foul back, 0-1.
It's pretty cool to think that guy was drafted last year.
Yeah.
He was in college last year.
It is very rare to do what Schanuel is doing. Angels called him up last year because they were really trying to make a push. That was when they had Ohtani, of course. 0-1. Check swing, pitch is high, 1-1. But now with Ohtani over on the Dodgers and Mike Trout injured, this guy, Anthony Rendon, probably has the most cachet of any Angel in the lineup. He's been hurt a lot of this year, playing in his 45th game, batting .227. The 1-1. Slider just off the plate away, 2 balls, 1 strike. Rendon, a 2-time Silver Slugger and All-Star World Series champion with the Nationals in 2019. Takes the 2-1. It's low, 3 balls and 1 strike.
It's hard to believe that he only has 22 home runs since coming over from the Washington Nationals.
He's just really not been healthy. The production hasn't been great, but it's hard to really know what you have in a guy when he's been hurt the whole time. 3-1. Swing and a foul back, 3-2. Rendon played in 2020 with the Angels and was very good in 52 games. Since that season, and that was only a 60-game season, he hasn't played more than 58 games for the Angels in any year. It was a handful of injuries in 2021, wrist surgery in 22, another bundle of injuries in 2023. Runner gets the head start from first. The 3-2 pitch is lined foul to the right into the seats. Then this year, Rendon breaks camp with the team, suffers a left hamstring strain in late April, hits the 60-day injured list, comes back in early July, and 3 weeks later, he's back on the injured list again with lower back inflammation. And that 7-year, $245 million contract has quickly gone away into now just a couple years left. Another 3-2, high ball 4, and Rendon will take a walk, back-to-back base runners with 2 outs.
Yeah, just like that, you get the first 2 outs quickly, then a base hit and a walk, and now the Angels have 2 guys on. Still 2 outs in this inning. Just one good pitch will get you out of this inning, but starting to get that pitch count up a little bit.
That is definitely something to look at with Burr, who is not super stretched out. He's pitched 2 innings once this season, 2 full innings, and his season high in pitches is 35. He's on 20 right now. His pitch to Mickey Moniak, the left-handed hitter, misses outside, ball 1.
When I saw his name, I actually thought that he could potentially go 3 innings. Now with this pitch count right now, 2 is probably more realistic.
1-0. Swing and a miss. Ryan Yarbrough is up and throwing right now as Moniak bats in a scoreless ball game. 2 on, 2 out, top of the first.
Maybe 1 is more realistic.
Burr's 1-1. Swing and a fly ball, left field line. Loperfido racing toward foul territory. That's into the seats. It's 1-2. A couple practice swings outside of the lefty box for 26-year-old Mickey Moniak in his 5th major league season. Although this year, the first time he's eclipsed 100 games. Spent some time with the Phillies. Last couple seasons with the Angels. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gets him on the slider, and after the hit and the walk, Burr strands the runners to keep it scoreless. Middle of the first. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the show.
The mightiest assembly ever witnessed. We are all gathered in the darkness. Together we can be the light. I call upon every crew. We need you all to join our fight for a new SickKids, and we need you now. Who's with us? Who is with us?
Are you with us, insiders? Let's go. You heard the man. Let's donate some money to SickKids. Anything that you can is a huge help. Cheers, insiders. Let's change the world.
Air props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
Hey, this is Bo Bichette. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays Baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue, Show Ali, our host and producer, Andrew Adams and Tom Young, our technical directors. Bottom of the first inning at Rogers Center, no score, Blue Jays and Angels. Lefty Brock Burke on the mound, pitches to George Springer, who checks his swing at a pitch down and in. Appeal down to first, no swing, it's 1-0. Burke opening today for the Angels. Griffin Canning's turn in the rotation, and it's expected that Canning will come in to pitch the bulk of this game. 1-0. Springer swings and hits it foul, 1-1. Brock Burke, 27 years old. Pitched exclusively with the Rangers until he was designated for assignment in the middle of this year. And this is now his 4th appearance with the Angels. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Beats him there with the changeup. It's 1-2. Springer leading off for the Blue Jays at 223 batters, 17 doubles, and 17 homers. 1-2. Swing and a foul off to the right.
In 2022, Brock Burke was very good for the Rangers, a 1.97 ERA in 52 games, 82 and a third innings pitched out of the bullpen. But then this year, just didn't have it. 9.22 ERA in 13 games, and then he was DFA'd, and the Angels picked him up.
Swing and a miss by Springer on the 1-2, and Burke strikes him out on a slider for the first out.
But on the flip side, he might have found something with the Angels. Still hasn't given up a hit in now 4 innings pitched. Obviously a small sample size, but still much better.
Burke is a guy who pitched for a lot of last year with the Rangers, did make a couple appearances in the playoff run, and pitched in the World Series once as the Rangers won their first title. Left on left, the pitch to Dalton Varsho. Broken bat, bouncer to second. Picked up there by Stefanik, who throws to first, and that's 2 quick outs.
Pretty good fastball right there from Brock Burke. 94 in on the hands. Just absolutely exploded Dalton Varsho's bat.
And that bat is all over the dirt circle right now. They were picking up pieces of it, still finding shards of wood. But Varsho back in the dugout, 2 outs, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. coming up in a scoreless game. The lefty Burke kicks and delivers. Called strike, 0-1.
Burke does have a pretty good arm, 96 with that fastball.
Averages 95 on the heater, high 80s slider and changeup. Also throws a sinker occasionally. Is 0-1. Outside at 97, 1 ball, 1 strike. Two outs and the base is empty. No score, bottom of the first. The 1-1. Swing and a fly ball off the end of the bat to shallow center. Moving in, Moniak makes the catch, and that'll do it for the first. Burke sets down the Blue Jays in order. No scores. We go to the second at Rogers Center. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
It's a beautiful day for a baseball game, folks. And just like the boys of summer keep their gear in top shape, you can keep your stuff safe with Access Storage.
Yeah, that's right, Jim. Whether you're storing your extra bag.
What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us for this Toronto Blue Jays game. Please take a moment and join the 35,349 subscribers that have done so already and smash that subscribe button. Make sure that bell is turned on so you don't miss it when we go live. We are live for every single Toronto sports matchup. Whether it's the Blue Jays, we've got Leaf season coming up. We're doing an Argos game, the Argos games as well, Bills games. Every single game is right here on Toronto Sports Insider. Please hit that subscribe button and join our crew and help us continue to grow. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Thank you very much for joining our awesome community.
All right, let's hear today's schedule.
You have synchronized kayaking at 10, extreme basket weaving at 2, Japanese birdwatching at 6.
Arigato. Need a ride that's as versatile as you? Meet the Honda HR-V. With features like Apple CarPlay and Honda Sensing technology, it's a practical ride for those who like to practically do it all. Lease the 2025 HR-V LX two-wheel drive from $95 weekly at 5.49% APR for 60 months with 0 down. OAC conditions apply. See HondaOntario.com.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
That ball is gone. Third home run in 4 batters for the Blue Jays.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The second inning is presented by Bet365. Bet365, you can bet live in-game on game props, totals, and the money line. Download the app and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, play responsibly. Ontario only. Top of the second starts with Ryan Burr delivering a fastball and a swing and a miss by Joe Adell. 0-1. No score, Blue Jays and Angels in the opener of this 4-game set. Burr's pitch. Adell holds back, takes a strike at the top of the zone, 0-2. Joe Adell playing in his 5th major league season. 207 hitter, 18 home runs. Right on right, the 0-2. And the dirt ball 1.
Ryan Burgess threw his 27th pitch of the ball game as Ryan Yarbrough continues to warm up out there in that bullpen out in left field.
Yarbrough just slipped the scouting reports into his cap, probably signaling that he's going to be in sooner rather than later. 1-2. Up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And if you look at who's due up this inning for the Angels, Matt Thaiss and Nick Cavadas are due up right after the leadoff hitter Ardell. Both of those guys left-handed hitters, and Yarbrough's a lefty. 2-2 pitch is hit on a line to right field. Backing up, Springer plays it on a couple bounces, and that'll be a leadoff single for Ardell.
Ryan Burr just left that slider over the middle of the plate. You could see him slamming that bare hand into the glove. Joe Adell just massages that thing into right field for the base hit.
And that is going to be the end of the day for Burr, with the two lefties coming up in the southpaw. Yarbrough ready to go out of the Blue Jays bullpen. Burr gives the ball over to John Schneider and a pat on the back. He'll walk back to the dugout, and we will see Ryan Yarbrough in just a sec. For now, though, in this scoreless game in the top of the second, let's go to baseball control. Here's Show Ali.
Thank you very much, guys. And let's check the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good since Toronto first raised a trophy in 1992. Rib Sanity is now on until September 8th. All-you-can-eat ribs for just $27.99. Visit stlouiswings.com for more details. Always devilishly good. Okay, let's check the out-of-town scoreboard. It's first our last evening of these updates, but yet another reminder on the 165th running of the King's Plate. It was rescheduled to Friday, August 23rd, which is tomorrow. Races begin at 1 Eastern. The King's Plate itself is scheduled for 6:18 p.m. Eastern, 3:18 p.m. Pacific, and no admission is required if you are planning to get down to Woodbine Racetrack on Friday, though if you are not, you can still watch it on Sportsnet and City TV. In baseball, the Mariners making a managerial change amidst a losing streak that has seen them drop 8 of their last 9 games coming into tonight. Scott Service let go after 11 years on the job. Dan Wilson, the longtime Mariners catcher who has been serving as a coordinator in the organization's minor league system, will be the interim manager for the rest of the year. Over in the NHL, a trade for us to discuss between the Penguins and the Jets, the two teams swapping top prospects. Winnipeg sending Rutger McGroarty to Pittsburgh. In return, Cal Dubas sending back Braden Yeager. McGroarty was the 14th overall pick in the 2022 NHL draft. Yeager, meanwhile, the 14th overall pick in 2023. Blue Jays baseball, as always, is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Let's get you back down to the Rogers Center. Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you, Show. Ryan Yarbrough in the game for the Blue Jays, getting his final warm-up pitches in. Rubber arm Yarbs, John Schneider called him today before the game. A guy who's thrown a lot of innings in a lot of different roles over the course of his career. He's going to pitch the bulk of this one, starting here with a runner on first and nobody out in the top of the second. Blue Jays 0, Angels 0. And Yarbrough's first matchup goes left on left with the catcher Matt Theis. Joe Adell on first. Lefty kicks and fires home, and it's a swing and a miss at 85 at the top of the zone. Strike one.
And I bet there's a lot of people in the crowd right now looking at the radar gun thinking, I could do that. I could throw 85.
Now, those people are wrong.
Well, they might be able to throw 85. We don't know.
99% of them are still wrong. 0-1. High ball one, but it is one of the softest tossers that you're going to find in all of Major League Baseball. The four-seam averages just over 86. He's throwing his curveball most often, which is in the low 70s, can be in the 60s as well. It's a very different look. Step and throw over to first. Joe Adell was all over that. He dives back in safely. Theis, the catcher, playing in his 39th game of the season, a .262 hitter, 2 home runs, 14 driven in. 1-1. Just missed up top, 2 balls and 1 strike. Yarbrough in his 7th Major League season, the majority of his career as a Tampa Bay Ray. A little bit of time with Kansas City at the beginning of last year, and then spent the second half of 2023 and the first half of 2024 with the Dodgers. 2-1. Swing and a liner foul left side. Just a little excuse me liner that almost went for extra bases. It's 2-2.
I have so much respect for guys like Ryan Yarbrough, whose stuff really well below average, but they're just pitchers. They know exactly what they're doing out there. Ryan Yarbrough is probably going to be an exceptional pitching coach one day because he's just so good at reading hitters. He's so good at locating, and obviously his mechanics are on point.
Lefties 2-2. Missed outside, ball 3. And Yarbrough's pitched many times against the Blue Jays. 23 appearances against Toronto to a 3.5 ERA. especially early in his career, he made quick work of the Blue Jays very often, was a thorn in their side. 3-2 is hit in the air, center field. Varsho started back now, moves in, ends up in the original spot and makes the catch. 1 out.
Pretty good sinker, 86. Nothing really special about it, but it's just so well located. Theis may be having, off speed in the back of his mind, but just a well-located sinker, 85, 86, down and away, and Theis hits a weak fly ball to center field.
First out for Yarbrough in the appearance, and now Nick Kavadas up, a rookie playing in his 5th Major League game. Yarbrough's pitch, Adele takes off. It's called a strike, throw down to second. They got him. Got there on a bounce. Leo Jimenez applied the tag, and then the force of the sliding Adele knocked Jimenez over into a somersault. But for Alejandro Kirk, it's his 20th runner caught stealing of the season, although Joe Adele's not so sure. He's still standing on second.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either watching that play. As Ron Washington tells Joe Adele to run off the field, they're not going to challenge, but another great throw from Alejandro Kirk, albeit even better play from Leo Jimenez on the short hop, catching that baseball and then tagging Joe Adele. Pretty nice play all around.
2 down now, and that pitch was a strike, so here's the 0-1 to Kavadas. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
And that erases Ryan Burr's runner.
It does.
He's probably very excited in that dugout.
Closes the line for Burr. Pitches a scoreless inning plus. 0-2. Down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kavadas 0 for 11 to start his Major League career. 2 walks and 8 strikeouts. Talented minor league player with Boston, traded at the deadline to the Angels. 1-2. Outside. Red Sox acquired reliever Luis Garcia, and in exchange, Kavadas and 3 other minor leaguers were shipped over to the Angels. 2-2 pitch. Foul tip, but Kirk can't hold on to it, so that'll go as a foul ball. Still 2-2.
Kavadas is actually from South Bend and went to Notre Dame.
And he is the single-season home run record holder in Fighting Irish history. He hit 22 home runs in a college season, which is about 60 games.
But more importantly, he got to stay at home for college.
Sometimes better, sometimes worse. Depends who you are.
I'd say better.
2-2. Outside ball 3.
And why I say it's better is because you don't have to pay for food.
It's true. Although don't they, like ACC baseball, aren't they giving you food probably? I know Winthrop was not in the ACC.
Hey. I know where you're going with that.
Full count, 2 outs, bases empty, and no score. The 3-2. Chopped to first base. Horwitz freezes, gloves it, and goes to the bag himself to end the inning. A leadoff single, but Alejandro Kirk catches Joe Adele stealing, and Ryan Yarbrough takes care of the rest. 0-0 is the score, middle of the second at Rogers Center. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
We're 2meninatruck.ca. We've got lots of men and lots of trucks, so get ready to be moved.
Think 2meninatruck.ca. So when you gotta move, all moving day. Think 2meninatruck.ca. Cause all of us movers are not the same. So that's our company name, 2meninatruck.ca. We're lots of men with lots of trucks, so give us a call today.
The Blue Jays are inviting you to work from Dome. Put it in your calendar. 307 weekdays starts this season. You can work from Dome with friends or coworkers at Rogers Center. It's a game changer. Make the ballpark your office for the afternoon. Work from Dome.
What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us for this Blue Jays matchup against the Angels. Please take a moment and make sure you have hit that like button down below. We really appreciate every single like. The more likes we get, the more people we have to hang out with us during this baseball game. So please take a second and hit that thumbs up. It is greatly appreciated. I do check the numbers every single day to see how we're trending, and we are trending up, so much appreciated. Now let's get back to the baseball. Let's go Blue Jays. Let's finish strong. Let's take care of the Angels.
I'm Ben Schulman. To my left is Chris LaRue. And Horwitz trying to keep the hot streak going. Homers in each of the last two. 1-0. Called strike on the outside edge. 1 ball, 1 strike.
This is a tough matchup for most lefties, but Spencer Horwitz does such a good job going the other way. I actually don't mind this matchup at all.
1-1. Horwitz frozen there on, I believe, the slider. Yes, it was. It's 1-2. Horwitz homered to right field yesterday, but doubled to left field. On the season, batting .265, 12 doubles, 8 home runs in 63 games. One-two. Swing and a foul back into the netting. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, middle in.
Tough lefty. You can see why the Angels picked him up. Mid-90s fastball, pretty tough slider, especially to lefties, like I said earlier.
1-2 again. Fouled back again, 97 this time. Yeah, Burke was released by the Rangers, or placed on waivers and then cleared waivers in the middle of the season. Angels picked him up 2 days after he became available. Another 1-2 hit foul. This one a little bit more straight. It's hit down the left field line rather than straight back, but still a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Edwin Jimenez umps the plate today. Ryan Addington at first, crew chief Doug Eddings at second, and Gabe Morales at third. 1-2 pitch. And it's tipped foul. It was juggled around by the catcher Theis, who couldn't hold on to it. So it's going to be an extra life here for Horwitz. Horwitz leading off the bottom of the second. Alejandro Kirk and Will Wagner will bat this inning as well. Another 1-2, and another one just nicked by Horwitz and then off the glove of Theis and back into the backstop.
I don't know how he does it. I truly don't know how he does what he does every single at-bat. Just fights, just sees 6, 7, 8 pitches every single time.
Here's his 9th pitch of the at-bat, and he hits it foul again. Horwitz went down 1-2 after a pair of called strikes. And since then, he's fouled off 6 pitches in a row. Pitch number 10. Hit in the air, left center field and deep. Going back, Moniak, it's over his head and bouncing into the wall. Horwitz into second, no throw. It's a stand-up double to lead off the bottom of the second inning.
Just like that, he fouled off all those tough pitches on the outside part, on the inside part, and then finally Brock Burke threw him one right over the middle, maybe a hair on the outside part of the plate, and he just drilled it into the left center gap. Just what he does. He's a hitter.
And he set up the Blue Jays pretty well here. He's on second with nobody out. Alejandro Kirk up to the plate. First Blue Jays base runner of the day is Horwitz, who's getting a look right now from Burke. Now the pitch home, and Kirk hits it foul, 0-1. 239, 10 doubles, 4 homers for Kirk, who threw out another runner in the top of the second inning, his 20th runner caught stealing of the season. 0-1. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. That 19th runner caught stealing surpasses the 19 that Danny Jansen had in 2019. First Blue Jay to catch at least 20 since 2015. 1-1 pitch hit foul to the right, 1-2. In 2015, Russell Martin caught 32 runners stealing, which is outrageous. He threw out almost half the guys that went that year. In today's day and age, throwing out 20 guys and having a decent percentage, that's a very good year in terms of runner control. 1-2. Swing and a bouncer down the left field line. Fair ball rolling toward the corner. Horwitz around third. He'll jog home. Kirk jogging into second. An RBI double, and the Blue Jays take a 1-0 lead.
Well, that actually wasn't a bad pitch from Burke. It was a changeup down in the zone, and Alejandro Kirk went down and got it. Just snuck it around that third base bag for an RBI and a double, and the Blue Jays are leading 1-0. Pretty good piece of hitting right there.
There was a lot of room down that line. The Angels were rightly playing Kirk to hit it up the middle or the opposite way, and so Anthony Rendon, the third baseman, way off the line. So 1-0 Blue Jays. Kirk on second. Still nobody out, and Will Wagner up. Another left-on-left matchup. The pitch from Burke. Strike one. Ninth major league game for Wagner, 10 for 24 to start his career. 0-1. Down and away.
Only 9 games. It feels like he's been around for a while.
He debuted in Anaheim.
Well, there you go.
One pitch. Way up and in. Wagner started to swing and then had to yank the hands back and spin out of the way. It's 2-1.
Well, that's even scarier for Will Wagner because he doesn't wear any elbow or tricep protection like a lot of the guys in the league. He wears that protection on the top of his right hand, but nothing on the elbow.
Has a shin guard on his lead right foot as well. 2-1. Check swing. Called strike at the knees. Four-seamer at 92. We've seen Burke up to 97 today, but well located. It's 2-2. Kirk on second, nobody out. And the pitch. Wagner bounces it up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Kirk's getting the wave around third. Throw to the plate from Moniak. Bounces in late. And Will Wagner doubles the Blue Jay advantage with an RBI single. 2-0 Toronto.
Well, there are 2 guys in this lineup that hit from the left side of the plate that I trust against a left-handed pitcher. And that's Will Wagner and Spencer Horwitz, and both guys do the job. A little base hit right there up the middle on a tough pitch away for an RBI and a 2-0 Blue Jays lead.
Ron Washington walking out to the mound, and after the couple of left-handed hitters in this inning, the lefty Brock Burke's day is over as an opener. Griffin Canning, a traditional starter, about to enter with the Blue Jays up 2-0, a runner on first and nobody out in the bottom of the second. As we may do a handful of times today, let's go back to baseball control. Here's today's host, Show Ali.
Thank you very much, Ben. Before we check the out-of-town scoreboard, let's get a reminder about Jays Talk tonight. Jeff Blair has the show. He will take your calls and your texts after the final out, 590-590, name and location. That's the People's Text Line. Standard message and data rates do apply. Blair will also throw out the numbers for you to call after this game is in the books. All right, let's check the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill in the NFL. A rare in-division trade to report. The Commanders are sending wide receiver Jahan Dotson and a 2025 fifth-round pick to the Eagles. In return, Philly is sending back a 2025 third-rounder and 2 2025 seventh-rounders as well. Dotson himself, a former first-rounder back from 2022. Lots of quarterback competitions have ended as well as we get into week 3 and the final week of the NFL preseason. So let's recap a few that we know about already. Bo Nix, the starter for Denver. Fellow rookie Jaden Daniels, the starter for the Commanders. Gardner Minshew will start for the Raiders. And we knew Justin Herbert would start for the Chargers, but he is officially back at practice after a foot injury that kept him out for most of the preseason. And over in the CFL, the Argos are back in action tonight down at BMO Field. They're taking on the visiting Rough Riders, 0s right now in the first quarter. Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Let's get you back to the action at the Rogers Center. Here's Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you, show. Reliever into the game for the Angels here in the bottom of the second. Mike Baumann, a former Oriole and recently a Mariner as well, takes over here for the Angels. 2-run inning right now for the Blue Jays and still nobody out. Horwitz double, Kirk double, Will Wagner single, and it's 2-0 Toronto. For Baumann, entering his 46th game of the year.
Another guy coming to the plate that I trust with the bat, Ernie Clement, Will Wagner, Spencer Horwitz, all guys that know how to hit against tough pitching. They know how to hit with 2 strikes. Ernie Clement has really stepped up in recent games.
Clement batting for the first time, a .271 hitter, 17 doubles, 9 home runs. Right on right pitch. Fastball in there for strike 1. Baumann possesses a mid to high 90s fastball and a big curveball. Throws a slider as well and a very occasional change. 0-1. Clement checks his swing on a pitch down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Big hole on the right side. Michael Stefanik is playing almost behind second base. And then Nolan Shonwell is holding on Will Wagner at first base.
1-1 pitch. Foul tip. Clement tried to check his swing, but just got a piece of it, and it went into the glove of the catcher, Matt Theis. 1-2. Welcome to the big leagues. Mike Baumann pitching on his 4th team this season. He is well-traveled. 1-2 pitch is hit high, very deep, left field. Ward going back. Ernie Clement has left the yard. That pitch was up near his eyes, and he somehow hit it out. 3rd game for Clement in a row with a home run, and it's 4-0 Blue Jays.
Well, we've seen him do that before, but I don't know how he does it. That fastball was 97 up around the face, and he chopped down at it and hit it into the bullpen in left field for a 2-run homer. Blue Jays are leading 4-0 in this ballgame now.
3 extra base hits and 4 hits from the 4 batters who have come up in the bottom of the second. Still nobody out as Joey Loperfido steps up with the Blue Jays winning 4-0. Mike Baumann kicks and delivers and misses outside and high. Ball 1.
And I've said this before, but that home run jacket was not made for Ernie Clement. A little bit baggy on him.
It's his 10th home run of the season, though.
Maybe they should get it tailored.
1-0 pitch is hit well by Loperfido to right field. Adele got a late break, and now he dives and he can't make the play. It's down on the track. Loperfido around second. He's headed to third, and the relay's cut off. It's a triple for Joey Loperfido.
Well, there's nothing more exciting than a triple in baseball. You could hear the crowd cheering as soon as he started rounding second base, but Joe Adele got a strange jump on that ball. Kind of froze when it was off the bat and then ended up diving for it and missing it by about a foot. But Joey Loperfido with another triple. The Blue Jays are absolutely swinging it right now.
Barry Enright, the pitching coach for the Angels, is going to go out and talk to Baumann. And this is really worst case scenario right now for the Angels. The opener, Brock Burke, got roughed up in this inning. They go to Baumann. The idea is still that Griffin Canning is going to pitch the bulk of this game, and perhaps they're trying to get Canning a clean inning as he's a traditional starter, but they can't get an out right now in the second.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Griffin Canning would come into this inning, but you can't. I mean, it's tough for a guy that's only had 4 relief appearances in his entire career to be asked to come into a midway through an inning like he did. And so Baumann's in this inning, and he's going to have to get through this inning.
Five hits and 5 batters for the Blue Jays. Leo Jimenez up, infield in, first pitch strike at 98, 0-1. 4-0 Toronto with nobody out in the bottom of the second. Baumann kicks and releases. Jimenez swings and misses, 0-2.
By the way, when Ernie Clement hit that home run, Blue Jays assistant hitting coach Matt Haig was standing on one of the seats in the dugout, and he was in shock that he was able to get to that pitch.
0-2 pitch, down and away, ball 1. And I think if you're Matt Haig, you've seen a lot of Ernie Clement and Spencer Horwitz. For Clement to homer in 3 straight games and Horwitz to homer back-to-back, that's not going to happen every day. 1-2. Up top, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Like I said, that home run jacket was not made for Ernie Clement.
But he's wearing it pretty well right now.
He is.
Low Perfido on third after his 4th triple of the year. 2-2 to Jimenez. Bounce to the right side. Stop at first on the backhand side by Shawnuel. Slips, but flips it over to Bauman, who beats Jimenez to the bag. 1 out. All the while, Low Perfido had to stay at third.
Yeah, nobody out in this inning. You don't want to risk trying to get to home plate and score a run with nobody out. Low Perfido rightfully staying at third base, and Leo Jimenez trotting back to the dugout.
So the Angels do finally get that first out here at the bottom of the second against the 6th Blue Jay batter to come up. And now it's the top of the order for Toronto. George Springer's going to hit here with still the infield in and a runner on third. 4-0 Blue Jays, home half of the second at Rogers Center. Bauman's pitch. Swing and a chopper to third. Coming to the plate, Low Perfido. Rendon fields, and he'll throw over to first for the out. A run comes in to score. It's an RBI for Springer, and the Blue Jays extend the lead to 5-0.
Well, Low Perfido did a good job going on contact. I can almost guarantee that third base coach Carlos Fablis told him, hey, we're going on contact here. If you see that ball hit the ground, you take off. And that was a high chopper to Anthony Rendon. He actually made a nice play on it. Probably could have thrown him out at home plate, but chose to get the out at first instead.
He took a look, but maybe the veteran Rendon thinking, let's get some outs in this inning and just try to move forward. Base is empty, 2 outs, 5-0 Blue Jays. All 5 runs in this inning, and the first pitch to Varsho in the dirt, ball 1. By the way, 16 Blue Jays fans have had their lives changed through Jays Care's 50-50 jackpots this year. And on Sunday, you could be number 17. The take-home prize is currently over $250,000 with just 3 days left to get tickets. 1-0 to Varsho Low, 2-0. If you're in Ontario or Nova Scotia just had its first winner. Go to bluejays.com/5050. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss by Varsho, tied up there by a 93-mile-an-hour slider, 2-1.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty. Generally speaking, you don't see 93 as a cutter or a slider, but that one there had a ton of movement on it.
Long-haired Bauman delivers home. And another very nice pitch, 97 on the inside corner for strike 2. Trying to finally finish this inning for the Angels, 2-2. Swing and a flare down the left field line. This could be trouble, and that ball's down in fair territory. Dalton Varsho around first, jogs up to second with a bloop double.
Well, I need to see the exit velo on that. That was about as weak as it gets off the end of the bat. A good pitch, good slider from Bauman down out of the zone. You could see the frustration. He tosses that ball back to the Angels dugout, but if you're Dalton Varsho, you take that base hit all day long. He says, palms up to the air. Oh, well.
64 miles an hour off the bat for Varsho, who basically popped that one up down the left field line. Good spot. And now the 9th hitter to come up for the Blue Jays in the inning, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. First pitch, high, ball 1. $5-0 Blue Jays. 6 hits in this inning, 5 extra base hits. 1-0. Outside by a lot. 2 balls and no strikes. Vlad's seen Bauman a fair amount. Bauman spent the last 3 full seasons and the start of this year with the Orioles. Guerrero 4 for 12 against the righty reliever career. And they're just going to walk him. Down 2-0 to Guerrero. It's going to be an intentional walk. Ron Washington making the 4-fingered signal. So Vlad will head down to first. And the guy who started this whole inning off, Spencer Horwitz, will come back up.
Yeah, the crowd doesn't like that decision there, but that's the smart thing to do. Down, behind in the count, 2-0. You have Spencer Horwitz, who is a good hitter, but I would much rather face Spencer Horwitz with a clean count than Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Bauman set at the belt. First and second, 2 outs. His pitch to Horwitz is hit in the air down the left field line. Moving foul and into the seats. A little bit surprised we haven't seen more of that with Guerrero, the intentional walks. That's only the 5th time he's been intentionally walked this year.
Yeah, I feel like the situation has to be right. This situation, obviously, right. You have the open base at first base, 2 outs in the inning. You're behind in the count 2-0. It's almost like a perfect storm, right?
0-1. Bouncing ball right side, picked up by Shawnuel. First baseman flips to Bauman, and that will do it for the bottom of the second. The Blue Jays come up with 5 runs. They do it on 6 hits, leave 2 on, but lead 5-0 after 2. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
So, you want to be a Looney Dogger, eh? Every Tuesday Blue Jays home game is Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. Grab $1 hot dogs from various concession stands around Rogers Center. Plus, stop by the Schneider's Porch, your hot dog headquarters. The destination for a one-of-a-kind hot dog experience with excellent ballpark views. So, whether you're the relish ringleader or 7th-inning snacker, no Blue Jays game is complete without hot dogs. Don't miss out on this delicious deal. Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
We're 2 men and a truck. So, you're moving to a new home, and all that's left to do is to call a mover you know you can trust. Well, naturally, you think 2 men and a truck, since you know they have lots of men and lots of trucks. They'll wrap, pack, and move everything you own. With a 96% referral rating and the professionalism you can trust, the choice is simple. For a free in-home estimate, call today. We're 2 men and a truck.
2 men and a truck, the movers who care.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. That's why we introduced in-game betting. Because when the game starts, the action doesn't stop. With in-game betting, you can wager on game props, player props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Middle lane fastball, but he puts it by Cruz. 2 down.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
5-0 Blue Jays. Welcome back to Rogers Center for the 3rd inning. Ryan Yarbrough on the mound, and the lefty delivers to Michael Stefanik. First pitch is off the plate outside, ball 1. Blue Jays with a huge bottom of the second. It's been a long wait for Yarbrough, who got the final 2 outs of the second inning. 1-0. Inside 2-0. Actually technically responsible for all 3 outs in that second, as Alejandro Kirk caught a runner stealing while Yarbrough was in the game. Veteran lefty takes a breath, kicks, delivers. And the ball is bounced softly up the middle. Moving to his left, Jimenez, the shortstop, picks it up and throws to first. 1 out.
I hate to keep harping on the velo of Ryan Yarbrough, but that first fastball he threw in this inning, a 4-seam fastball, was 83 miles an hour.
You just don't see it. I mean, that one was 84. Yeah. Someone described him to me today as a comfortable ofer. You never feel like you're really in a tough spot, but then you finish the day 0 for 4. Top of the order now. The pitch to Taylor Ward is hit in the air, right field, backing up Springer near the track. He curls and makes the catch. 2 outs.
Yeah, that's when you see guys coming back to the dugout, slamming their helmet down, slamming the bat down, because they expect to go 4 for 4, 3 for 4 against a guy like this, but he just dices everybody up. Such a frustrating at bat because, let's be honest, 83 seems hittable, quote unquote.
He's done well so far, though. He's retired all 4 batters he's faced. Zach Neto up, the right-handed hitting shortstop. Pitch. Outside, ball 1. This 3rd inning is brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Elmwood and Owen Sound, Ontario. Protect your vehicle from rust today. Find your local family-owned Crown at crown.com. Canada's #1 rust protection. 1-0. Swinging a fly ball, deep right field. Springer back near the wall, races to his left, reaches up and makes the catch to end the inning. A quick 1-2-3 for Yarbrough sends the Blue Jays back to the bats. Toronto up 5-0, middle of the 3rd. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
I stand before you to proudly announce I am now officially the Democratic nominee.
The 2024 Democratic National Convention is on Sirius XM.
We believe in freedom.
With live, in-person coverage on Progress 127.
The delegates are filing in.
And POTUS 124.
Tonight, very big night for the Democratic National Convention.
With additional coverage on Urban View 126. Plus, all your favorite news channels. The 2024 Democratic National Convention is on Sirius XM.
I'm Peter Bergen, a national security journalist, author, and host of the Audible podcast In the Room. Each week, I bring you direct from the source reporting on the most important and perplexing issues facing our world today, like how local election officials...
Hey everybody, last chance to get in and donate to SickKids Hospital in Toronto. Our summer rally is wrapping up tonight with the Blue Jays game against the Angels, as well as the Argos and the Riders. So if you haven't done so yet, please take a moment, make a donation to SickKids as part of our summer rally. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. And remember, every single time you click a Toronto Sports Insider video, a portion of our revenue goes to SickKids every single month. So thank you for helping us create this amazing community, and please make a donation if you are able. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Let's finish strong, Insiders. Let's make a real world difference.
Hear every stop of the 2024 training camp tour on NFL Radio Channel 88, the all-new Sirius XM app.
Stone.
Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. Hit a home run on your next home improvement. For a great selection of renovation products and quality brands, Timber Mart has the bases loaded for a grand slam on every project. Batter up, Timber Mart is Canada's building center. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Griffin Canning is into the game for the Angels here for the bottom of the third. It's the first relief appearance of the year for the righty, who in 25 starts is 4-11 with a 5.41 earned run average.
Yeah, second rounder by these Los Angeles Angels in 2017 out of Mission Viejo, California. Also went to UCLA. He's a Southern California guy all the way.
Pitching in his fifth season now for the Los Angeles Angels. Missed 2022 with injury. Righty starts with Alejandro Kirk, the number 5 hitter for the Blue Jays. The wind and the pitch. High with the fastball, 1-0.
That's like being from Oakville, playing hockey at the University of Toronto, and then being drafted by the Leafs.
Yeah. I mean, you're right in the mix. 1-0. Called strike 1-1. Canning coming out of the pen for the first time this year. Gets a clean inning. 5, 6, 7 in the Blue Jay order. This 1-1 pitch is bounced 2-1. Righty throws a mid-90s fastball. Changeup, a slider, a curve. Occasionally a sinking fastball. Righty steps to his left. Glove overhead. And the 2-1. Kirk hits it on the ground to third, backing up. It's speared by Rendon, who sidearm slings over to first. 1 out.
Canning hasn't been great this season. Over the last 7 games, he has an ERA of 6.94, creeping up almost 7. 27 earned runs in 35 innings. That's not going to get it done.
It's part of the reason why they're opening Canning open for Canning. They saw some of the struggles recently, especially early in games. Righty's pitch to Will Wagner. Left-handed hitter checks his swing on a pitch low. Appeal to third. He did go around. Says Gabe Morales. It's 0-1. Righty Canning winds and delivers to Wagner. Fastball called a strike, 0-2. If you look at first innings this year for Griffin Canning, he's given up 26 earned runs in 25 innings. Good for an earned run average of 936. 0-2. Bounce to the right side and picked up by Stefanik, the second baseman. Throw to first, 2 outs.
I wonder if he feels more comfortable coming into a ball game later, like the third. What if it was 0-0 right now? Would he still have those first inning problems? Because technically it's his first inning.
Yeah, it's hard to know. I mean, Ron Washington's very experienced. Is it the start of games, is he not as sharp? Is it just the fact that you're getting the top of the order in a first inning? That could burn you. 2 quick outs for Kenny against the middle of the order. Now his pitch to Ernie Clement is low, 1-0. And it looked like Ron Washington's plan had worked when Brock Burke worked to scoreless first. Maybe they should have just went to Canning in the second because the Blue Jays scored 5 in the second. They're up 5-0 right now. 1-0. Low 2-0.
And I'm sure it's a lot more comfortable for Griffin Canning coming into this ball game already down 5-0. It's like a reliever. It's like Zach Pop coming into a very low leverage game in the 7th inning, down by 6 runs. Very easy to come into a ball game like that.
2-0. Called strike 2-1.
Didn't mean to throw Zach Pop under the bus.
That was just a random. Clements with a 2-run homer in the second, faces the 2-1, swings and misses. Got him leaning forward on the slider. It's 2-2. Canning throws a lot of four-seamers and a lot of sliders to right-handed hitters. His 2-2. Foul tip, strike 3. Beat him on 95 at the knees, and it's a 1-2-3 third for Griffin Canning in his first inning of work. Still 5-0 Blue Jays as we go to the 4th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
It's Fantasy Football Draft Month on Fantasy Sports Radio. Hear how the experts draft their teams and learn winning strategies to help you win your league.
I don't think it's crazy to take CeeDee Lamb with the first overall pick.
Don't miss our host draft right now on the all-new Sirius XM app as your favorite hosts draft against each other.
Feeling good here about Jared Goff as a mid-range QB2.
Channel 87. And if you missed any of our drafts, hear them anytime on the all-new Sirius XM app. Just search Fantasy Drafts. Be the most informed player in your fantasy football league by listening to the experts on Fantasy Sports Radio.
I want to thank you guys for making me a better fantasy player.
Hear player rankings, position breakdowns, and expert drafts.
There is no bigger value today than Dak Prescott.
Going deep down the right side, got a man, caught, touchdown Cowboys.
The road to a fantasy football championship begins with Fantasy Sports Radio. Channel 87 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
This is Dave LaGreca, creator of the biggest pro wrestling show on the planet, Busted Open. Don't miss myself and my Hall of Fame cast and crew as we break down every story in and out of the ring and talk to the top names in the business, like the legend himself, The Undertaker.
I'm actually glad to be on a real show.
Catch Busted Open live every day from 9 to noon Eastern on Sirius XM Fight Nation, channel 156, and on the Sirius XM app.
Hey everyone, it's Justin Turbin at your 24/7 home for hoops all year long is Sirius XM NBA Radio Channel 86 and the Sirius XM app. Just search NBA Radio.
And the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The 4th inning is presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app for today's baseball odds and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, play responsibly, Ontario only. 5-0 Blue Jays. Ryan Yarborough's pitch to Nolan Shonowell, who shows bunt and bunts it back foul, 0-1.
I think Shonowell actually bunted that ball off of Alejandro Kirk. He had to stand up and take a moment. Home plate umpire Edwin Jimenez is giving Kirk a few extra seconds. I think it hit his leg, and then that pitch comm device came flying off.
Kirk popped up to try to make the play and exposed himself a little bit. Now the 0-1. Shonowell swinging away, hits it foul, 0-2. Last time he was up, you were remarking how rare it is for Shonowell to be in the majors right now in 2024, given he was drafted in 2023. Even rarer that he made his debut last season. Left-handed hitter asked for time, now back in the box. And the pitch from the southpaw, Ryan Yarborough. Called, strike 3, fastball right down the middle. And Shonowell retired, 1 out.
And that list has to be short.
It's very
in
short.
terms of being drafted in a given year and then making your major league debut in that same season.
I don't have that list for you, but when Shonowell debuted, it was 40 days after he was drafted, which is the fastest promotion since Oakland promoted pitcher Ariel Prieto up to the majors in 1995, soon after he was selected. Pitch to Anthony Rendon, high and outside, ball 1. And if you're looking at position players, Shawnuel had the fastest rise from drafting to the majors of anyone since 1978 when the Blue Jays brought Brian Milner straight to the majors after drafting him. 1-0 is lined to short, caught by Jimenez, 2 down. So it's already rare to have someone up that quickly. Milner came up, played a handful of games, never made it back to the majors. It's even rarer, frankly, that this works out, and it's a small sample, but so far Shawnuel has at least been around a league average hitter. 2 down, Mickey Moniak up, and the pitch. Breaking ball, strike 1.
I mean, that's really all you can ask for a 22-year-old. We saw Ellie De La Cruz in the last series against the Reds, and his average isn't great, but you could tell that there's a lot of potential. Same with Shawnuel.
0-1. Misses outside and low does Yarbrough. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Both of those guys are just 22 years old.
Two quick outs for Yarbrough. 5-0 Blue Jays, top of the 4th. Base is empty, and his pitch to Moniak. Fastball away, 2-1. Mickey Moniak on the other side of the coin to those guys, a first overall pick in 2016. That's taken his time to develop. 2-1 pitch hit foul, 2-2. Didn't play more than 40 games until last year when he had 85 in his age 25 season with the Angels. And then this year at 26 years old, he's played over 100, but has mostly struggled hitting in the 220s with 8 home runs. 2-2. Fastball just high and 89 miles an hour. I think the hardest pitch we've seen from Yarbrough today.
Yeah, so it's in there. He's an 88, 89 guy if he wants to, but he knows that he's most effective 84, 85, sometimes 86.
Full count, 2 outs. The lefty shrugs his shoulders and delivers. And that one hit Moniak, who checked his swing. Appeal down to third. He didn't go around. And Moniak's stumbling a little bit as he tried to head down to first. And they're going to have to go check on Mickey Moniak, who tried to tough it out and immediately go down to first, but stumbled on his way and now is walking toward the bat.
Yeah, it looked like he dropped his elbow on that check swing, and it got him right in the forearm, on the inside part of that forearm elbow area, the left back arm. I mean, it looked like it got him in the meaty part, but that's still going to hurt, regardless of how hard it is.
Mike Frostad, the trainer, and Ron Washington, the manager, checking on Moniak. As they do that, let's take a look at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. 5-0 Blue Jays, top of the 4th. Already a final in the Bronx. The Yankees winning over the Guardians 6-0. A second straight lopsided scoreline in favor of the Yankees. And guess who? Aaron Judge with another home run. His 48th of the season. He's on pace for over 60. And the Yankees again take that 6-0 over the Guardians on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard.
I asked you yesterday if there was a chance that he would get 63, and you said probably not.
Well, I said there was a chance, but I don't believe he'll do it.
I agree with you.
Because 63 is even different than 60.
Yeah.
That would be a new American League record. Judge, of course, set the American League record 2 years ago with 62.
And if he starts to get incredibly hot, he'll probably start to get walked even more than he is now. A lot of factors.
And, if they clinch at some point, now they have the divisional race, but let's say they pulled away a little bit from the Orioles. Do they rest him as Ryan Yarbrough's throwing some warm-up pitches? There's a lot of factors, but it is pretty crazy to watch a guy chase a second 60-homer season in the span of 3 years. Moniak is all right. He'll remain in the game, and Joe Adell up to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on first. 5-0 Blue Jays, top of the 4th. Yarbrough from the stretch delivers. Hits the top of the zone with a heater, strike 1.
You quickly mentioned that Mickey Moniak was a little bit of a disappointment so far in his big league career, being the first overall pick in 2016. The Phillies gave him $6.1 million.
Obviously a very hyped up prospect being the first overall pick. 0-1. Pitch is low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know who did not get $6.1 million?
Chris LaRue?
No, Kevin Pillar.
Oh,
Kevin Pillar was a 32nd rounder.
Might have got $6,000 in the 32nd round. 1-1. Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Yarbrough on 33 pitches. He's in his 3rd inning of work. John Schneider did say that if they need it, they could probably get 75 pitches out of Yarbrough today. Lefties 2-1. Hit foul down the right field line into the seats, 2-2.
There's that 88 again, really reaching back for a little bit extra. We've seen him sit 84 to 86 today, but when he needs it, he'll reach back for 88, 89 with that 4-seamer.
Trying to get Joe Adell, who singled in the 2nd, has hits in 6 straight games now. 2-2. Just off the plate inside. Yarbrough took maybe a step or 2 like he thought he might have had him, but then turned back to Alejandro Kirk to get the ball, and now it's full count. Moniak will be off on the pitch. Horwitz continues to hold him on. Three-two on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ties him up with that curveball at 73 miles an hour. And for Yarbrough, it's his 2nd strikeout to end a 3rd scoreless inning. 5-0 Blue Jays, middle of the 4th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Timber Mart is Canada's building center, a solid neighbor to call upon when you've got a job to do. Your dependable home improvement store that offers the added value of Air Miles reward miles with every purchase of $15 or more. Visit timbermart.ca.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between pizza, and inflation. First to the plate, with over 2 million sold, it's Fixed Rate Pizza, a hot and fresh extra-large 4-topping pizza for a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for Fixed Rate Pizza. Lock in yours today.
Order pizza.ca. Timber Mart always has plans to help you with your plans. Your home, your cottage, your garage, whatever needs your attention first, check the most visited spot on our website for ready-to-order plans to get the job done with Canada's building center. Visit timbermart.ca.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. That's why we introduced in-game betting. Because when the game starts, the action doesn't stop. With in-game betting, you can wager on game props, player props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
It's an RBI single, Addison Barger. 5-run frame so far.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Big applause at Rogers Center before the bottom of the 4th inning, and that's because there's been an Angels substitution. We'll get to that in a sec. First, it's 5-0 Blue Jays. Joey Loperfido leading off against Griffin Canning. Righty's 2nd inning of work starts with a swing and a miss by Loperfido. 0-1. The big cheers are because Mickey Moniak has been lifted from this game. He was hit by a pitch in the top of the 4th. Moniak was playing center. 0-1. Low 1 ball, 1 strike. And so in his place, now playing center field at Rogers Center once again, is Kevin Pillar. Pillar shaded to left center against the left-handed hitter Loperfido. 1-1 pitch is bounced to the right side softly, and it's foul. 1-2.
I was actually hoping that he'd be in the starting lineup. Really didn't play much when they were in L.A. a couple weeks ago. But here at the Rogers Center in Toronto, it'd be nice to see him play every single inning of every single game while the Angels are here.
This very well could be the final time that Kevin Pillar, not today, but this series, plays at Rogers Center. 1-2. Called strike 3. Fastball at the knees, freezes Loperfido. back-to-back strikeouts for Canning going back to last inning, and there's one out.
Well, he did mention earlier on in the season that this would be his last season. I don't know if that was before the hot streak in LA, but I tend to think that he might have a decision to make when the season is over.
I believe he threw the word probably in front of last season.
That's a safe word. Yeah, that's a safe word.
There is a little bit of room. First pitch to Leo Jimenez, called strike one. It was when Pilar hit 10 years service time in the first week of July that he mentioned it's probably going to be his last year. One out, the 0-1 to Jimenez. Low ball one.
And also in the Angels dugout is Ryan Goins. He's the infield coach.
Goins in his first year coaching at the major league level. He was out talking with Edwin Encarnacion before the game. 1-1. Jimenez hits it high. Left center field and deep. Ward going back. So is Pilar, and Ward will make the catch on the track just in front of the wall for the second out.
Well, I thought for a split second that, number one, Leo got it. And then when I thought that Leo didn't get it, I thought Kevin Pilar was going to make one of his signature catches. Didn't get the chance, but that would have been pretty cool out there in left center.
Well, if I know the baseball gods well, he'll get a ball at some point today in that in-between where you might need to dive. 2 outs, and here's George Springer. 5-0 Blue Jays. Griffin Canning in his second inning of work has retired all 5 he's seen, and his first pitch to Springer is hit on the ground to short. Picked up by Neto. Throw to first in time, and that will do it for the 4th inning. Very quick 1-2-3 for Griffin Canning. Sends us to the 5th with the Blue Jays up 5-0. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on Sirius XM. We're back on the track Saturday,
6:30 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Coke Zero Sugar 400 from Daytona International Speedway on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app. Get closer to everything that moves you wherever you are with the Sirius XM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yeah.
Are you regretting eating that gas station hot dog? Yeah, we know. We've been there too. This is a message for baseball fans like you. Did you know that you get a channel that's talking baseball 24/7 as part of your Sirius XM subscription?
What?
Our lineup includes shows hosted by former big leaguers and executives. Plus, you'll hear from 17 managers each week. MLB Network Radio is on Sirius XM Channel 89, or just search MLB Network Radio on the SXM app. Sirius XM Sports. We're more than just a game.
Every night after the final out, the Round Trip Roundup brings you the scores, highlights, and analysis from every game across Major League Baseball, all in less than 30 minutes.
Swung on and missed, strike 3 and a no-hitter.
It's the perfect way to get caught up on all the night's biggest home runs and best performances.
And a high drive, deep right center.
It's the Round Trip Roundup on MLB Network Radio every night on Sirius XM Channel 89 and every morning on the Sirius XM app.
24/7, 365 coverage of all things NASCAR. All things NASCAR happens exclusively on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
The 5th inning is brought to you by Desjardins Financial Group. Desjardins awarded another 150 grants worth $20,000 each to entrepreneurs across Canada. See how Desjardins cheered on small biz at goodsparkgrants.ca.
Thank you, Chris. First pitch of the 5th. Beats Matt Theis. Ryan Yarborough starts him off with a fastball and a swing and a miss. First strike one. Blue Jays 5, Angels nothing. 5-run bottom of the second is the only offense in this game. 0-1. Swing and a soft roller up the third baseline. That'll go foul. 0-2. Welcome to the Timbermart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali, our host and producer. Andrew Adams and Tom Young, our technical directors. Matt Theis with a swinging bunt there that goes foul. Went all the way down the first baseline. He'll come back now to get his bat and get ready to go again. Theis, the 16th overall pick by the Angels in 2016 out of Virginia. For 2 years, a college teammate of Ernie Clements, the Blue Jays' third baseman. Swing and a soft liner to left field, and that's going to get down just inside the line. A fair ball. Theis around first. He'll stop there. Loperfido did a good job of grabbing it and getting it back in quickly. It's a leadoff single.
Not a terrible pitch from Ryan Yarbrough. Matt Theis just doing a good job going with it, kind of filleting it down that line. I believe he got it off the end of the bat. A pretty weak hit down that line. It landed on the foul line, actually.
Theis will take it, so will the Angels, who didn't have a hit since the second inning coming into this one. That's the first hit they have off of Yarbrough, who's in his fourth inning of work. His first pitch to Nico Kavadas is strike one. Kavadas 0 for 1 today, 0 for 12 as a major leaguer. Left on left matchup. Here's the pitch. Fastball again, called strike again, 0-2.
Ernie Clement is way off the third baseline. Blue Jays third baseman. He's playing about where the shortstop would normally play, almost halfway between third and second.
Heavy shift for the left-handed hitter Kavadas. 0-2. Fastball just missed up top. That's a courageous take after two fastballs were called strikes. It's 1-2.
I almost feel like he was fooled by that fastball. 88.1 miles an hour from Ryan Yarbrough.
Yarbrough just over 40 pitches. Set at the chest, a breath, and the 1-2. Swing and a bouncer to second, picked up there by Wagner. Turns, throws to second one. Jimenez is going to hold on to it. That was the only play they had. A fielder's choice. They get the lead runner, and there's one out. Kavadas safe at first.
I think they could have had Kavadas at first base if Will Wagner didn't bobble that ball. He fielded the ball, bobbled it a little bit as he was moving his feet, and then just had to make the throw to Leo Jimenez at second base. Leo Jimenez couldn't get Kavadas at first.
So one out now, and still the double play in order as Michael Stefanik comes up. Yarbrough's pitch. Strike one. 5-0 Blue Jays. One out and Kavadas at first. Stefanik grounded out to short back in the third. Left on right, here's the pitch. Buckles Stefanik. It's called a strike at the top of the zone, 0-2.
Stefanik didn't like that call. He looked back and said a few words to Edwin Jimenez, the home plate umpire. But again, Alejandro Kirk, such a good job of framing that pitch, making it look like a strike.
A lot of deception going on right now between Ryan Yarbrough and Alejandro Kirk.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
5-0 Blue Jays. Here's the 0-2. Check swing, called strike three. Fastball on the inside edge, and Stefanik knew it, walked away before the call was made. Third strikeout of the outing for Yarbrough, and now 2 outs.
Well, I think that's the last pitch that Stefanik thinks that Ryan Yarbrough is going to throw in that situation. Right on the inside part of the plate, 88 miles an hour. He was completely fooled.
So 2 down now in the top of the order. Up Taylor Ward, the pitch. Strike one.
Is this not fun to watch?
It's very fun to watch.
I love watching guys that are way below average and just dice up the opposing team.
Below average stuff. Because the production's good.
Yeah, production is very good from Ryan Yarbrough.
Especially today. His 0-1. Called strike, 0-2. I mean, it's not quite the same, but it makes me think of kind of the late career Jamie Moyer outings.
Yeah,
where
he was a lot of fun to watch.
Throwing 81 and just mixing it up a ton. 0-2 is hit on a soft line to left field. That'll get down for a hit just over the head of the shortstop Jimenez. Loperfido cuts it off, so sticking around at second base is Kavadas. Second hit of the inning for the Angels, who have 2 on with 2 outs.
Well, that was actually a pretty good pitch again from Ryan Yarbrough. Taylor Ward going down out of the zone to get that changeup just off the end of the bat. Hits it in front of Joey Loperfido out in left field.
As the fifth continues, let's take a quick look at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Jake Bloss made his third appearance for the Buffalo Bisons today, and it was another really good one. Through 3 scoreless innings for the Bisons, he's now thrown 9 2/3 scoreless overall since joining Buffalo. Ryan Yarbrough's pitch to Zach Neto, called strike one. All of our out-of-town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. It does make you wonder how much longer until Jake Bloss is up with the Blue Jays. Yarborough's 0-1. Swing and a pop-up, middle of the infield. Spencer Horwitz, the first baseman, calls for it and catches it behind the mound to end the inning. 2 soft hits for the Angels, that's all. Another scoreless frame for Ryan Yarbrough, middle of the 5th. It's still 5-0 Blue Jays. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
When it's time to turn up. Turn to Flex 2K, a Sirius XM channel that takes you from 2000s bling to the rise of trap.
Let's go, man.
Nothing but the hip-hop bangers that define the first 2 decades of the millennium. Flex 2K, Channel 49, and the Sirius XM app.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on Sirius XM.
Let's go, man.
We're back on the track Saturday,
6:30 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Coke Zero Sugar 400
from Daytona International Speedway on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app. Get closer to everything that moves you wherever you are with the Sirius XM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yes.
If you love golf, then you should never turn off SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio. Our hosts have the best takes.
Tiger's impact on the game of golf, aside from how good he was at it, was something that I don't think we'll ever see again.
Talk to the biggest guests.
Scotty, you've had a year to celebrate.
This year, I've just seen a lot of good results.
And can even help you with your own game.
Take the club and at address, open it up.
It's all golf, all the time. On SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio, Channel 92 in the car, and on the SiriusXM app.
Hey everyone, it's Justin Turbin at your 24/7 home for hoops all year long. Is Sirius XM NBA Radio Channel 86 and the Sirius XM app. Just search NBA Radio.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
Home half of the 5th inning at Rogers Center. Dark skies overhead, and the Blue Jays with a 5-0 lead in the series opener. Griffin Canning winds and delivers to Dalton Varsho, who hits it foul to the left. 0-1.
It is an absolutely beautiful night here at the Rogers Center. But, of course, I brought my winter jacket. I have my winter jacket on. You're in short sleeves, so you're probably a little bit chilly.
It's not too bad tonight. It's been colder the last couple days. 22 degrees, it still says here in Toronto. 0-1. Called strike 0-2.
But like you've mentioned before, it does get a little bit breezy up here in the booth.
It does. It does. Great night for baseball, though. Blue Jays with a 5-run second still hold that big lead. The wind in the 0-2. Bounce foul. Welcome to the Timbermart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman. To my left is Chris LaRue. Dalton Varsho's 1 for 2 today. He blooped a double down the left field line in the second. And now Varsho owns a 20-game on-base streak. Another 0-2. Swing and a high pop-up. Foul territory, first base side. Shanuel calls for it and makes a two-handed catch. 1 out.
This injury report is brought to you by Bergmanis Pereira Personal Injury Lawyers. If life has thrown you a curveball and you're striking out with your insurance company, get ahead of the count and call Bergmanis Pereira Personal Injury Lawyers. You focus on getting better, and Bergmanis Pereira will take care of the rest. Visit bplawyers.ca.
Update given today by John Schneider about Bo Bichette, whose return could be getting close for the Blue Jays. First, the pitch to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Low ball 1. No, called a strike, pardon me. Bichette started running yesterday. The injury that he suffered is a calf injury, which was a re-aggravation of a previous calf injury. 0-1. Swing and a slow bouncer headed toward third. Charging in, barehanded by Rendon. Slings over to first and gets Guerrero. 2 down. So Bo Bichette started running yesterday, is going to run the next couple of days, and then when the Blue Jays on Monday go to Boston, Bichette's going to meet them there in Boston, continue to rehab a little bit with the team before going out on a rehab assignment.
Well, that's great to hear. September 1st? Is that realistic? No, that's too quick.
No, that I would say is too quick because, a couple days running, Joins the team on the 26th. Probably is with them at least for a couple days. First pitch to Spencer Horwitz called strike one. And then you got to factor in like 3-4 days of rehab, I would guess at least. Maybe September 7th, something like that. 0-1. Horwitz hits it back foul, 0-2. 2 outs, 5-0 Blue Jays. Base is empty, bottom of the 5th.
So you're predicting September 6th or 7th, let's say, they're in Atlanta.
Yeah, maybe it's 3rd or 4th against Philadelphia. You got a lot of off days in that week, though. That can help you out. 0-2. Check swing on a pitch in the dirt. He did go around, says home plate umpire Edwin Jimenez, and Horwitz is called out as strikeout swinging to end the 5th. Griffin Canning has retired all 9 batters he's faced, but the 5 Blue Jay runs in the second still hold. It's 5-0 Toronto as we go to the 6th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
If you're looking for a fun day, did you know the day before Monday? Junior J Sunday. You can paint your face, come and meet Ace and run base to base. On Junior J Sunday. So many things to do. You can bring your crew and even mom and dad too. Junior J Sunday.
Sundays are for Junior Jays. Get to the ballpark early to enjoy outdoor activities before continuing the fun inside while you cheer on the Blue Jays.
If you're feeling the song, grab your dad or mom, visit BlueJays.com. Junior J Sunday.
Behold, the mightiest assembly ever witnessed. We are all gathered in the darkness. Together we can be the light. I call upon every crew. We need you all to join our fight for a new SickKids, and we need you now. Who's with us? Who is with us?
Are you with us, insiders? Let's go. You heard the man. Let's donate some money to SickKids. Anything that you can is a huge help. Cheers, insiders. Let's change the world.
The 6th inning is brought to you by Desjardins Financial Group. Desjardins is a big fan of small biz. That's why they awarded another $3 million to small business owners across the country. See how Desjardins cheered on small biz this year at goodsparkgrants.ca. 5-0 Blue Jays. Ryan Yarbrough still on for Toronto. Faces 3-4-5 in the Angels' order. Nolan Shawnuel is up. Yarbrough's pitch. Inside, ball 1. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Yarbrough came on with nobody out in the 2nd inning, and he has cruised. Giving up 2 singles, hitting 1 batter. That's all. Lefties 1-0. Swinging a bouncer, foul.
And you had mentioned earlier that John Schneider said that Ryan Yarbrough would probably go about 75 pitches. He's at 53 pitches right now. And the way he's going, he might go another 2 innings.
Yeah, he has been incredibly pitch efficient. Hasn't even entered many 2 or 3 ball counts, let alone coming close to walking anyone. It was just last inning, really, where he dealt with some traffic. Matt Theis looped a single down the left field line, and then Taylor Ward hit one not super hard to left field either. Yarbrough's 1-1. Swing and a bouncer, foul right side. Horwitz picks it up anyway, but it is a foul ball. It's 1-2.
The thing I love most about Ryan Yarbrough is he comes inside a lot with the fastball. That last fastball right there, 87, just absolutely ate up Nolan Shawnuel.
Lefty is set. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a soft liner down in left center field. Second hit of the day for Shawnuel, who reached out for that curveball and poked it into some open space.
Yeah, that just shows you how good of a hitter he is. Just 22 years old in his 2nd season. Really should be in high A or double A right now, but He's able to finesse that ball, that tough curveball off the plate outside over the shortstop for his second base hit of the ball game.
So Shawnuel on first, nobody out. Anthony Rendon at the plate. Left on right, the pitch. Rendon takes strike one. Right-handed hitters 0 for 1 today. A line out to short and a walk that came back in the first inning against Ryan Burr. Oh, 1. Swing and a bouncer to third, picked up by Clement. Gives it over to second one. Wagner to first. 5-4-3 double play, 2 down.
And guess what? Just another fastball on the inside part of the plate. That one a little bit of sink to it. And Anthony Rendon just hits a weak ground ball to Ernie Clement at third base for that easy turn.
It is remarkable. He throws mid-80s, and he's about 50% fastballs, and it's really worked. Now a big applause as Kevin Pillar hits for the Angels for the first time today. Slotted in for Mickey Moniak, removed from the game. First pitch to Pillar, strike one. It's been a nice year overall for Kevin Pillar. .265 hitter, mid-700s OPS. 7 homers and 44 RBIs. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Out in front there on the changeup, 0-2.
He's really right at about his career average. .260 career average, .265 this year. Average power output, too. Don't hang him up yet.
Pillar got off to a tough start to this year. Looked like things might be heading that direction when after about 3 weeks, the White Sox designated him for assignment. 0-2. Called strike 3. Fastball on the inside edge. And Pillar is set down. 5 scoreless innings for Ryan Yarbrough. Erases the leadoff hit with a double play ball. Punches out Pillar and sends us to the middle of the 6th, where the Blue Jays still hold a 5-0 lead. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
SiriusXM NFL Radio hit the road for a special town hall with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
Bruce Murray and Alex Smith talk to the Super Bowl champions, including Coach Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, as they get ready to defend their title.
Day-by-day process of just getting better. Guys want to be great, and I think that's the best thing about it.
Hear this exclusive SiriusXM NFL Radio town hall from Kansas City Chiefs training camp anytime on the all-new SiriusXM app.
While you're listening to this game on SiriusXM, we're talking about the latest odds and prop bets for this and every game on Sports Grid Radio.
The under's -125. Heavy juice to the under.
Every home run hit and every strikeout thrown can change the line.
I can't for the life of me figure out how you can favor a team that never wins, ever.
If you're looking for sports talk centered around the latest odds and prop bets for games, races, tournaments, or any sporting event, Sports Grid Radio, SiriusXM, Channel 159.
I'm John Paul Morosi, host of the SiriusXM original podcast, The Road to Cooperstown. Each week, I talk with a Baseball Hall of Famer about the challenges they overcame to become an all-time great.
It is a hard game, and mentally it's hard.
My legs started shaking.
They pretty much knew I was going to have lung surgery after the season. I wasn't for sure. Would I ever play baseball again?
The Road to Cooperstown is the official podcast of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. Episodes are available now on the all-new SiriusXM app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Our goal is to win the Super Bowl. That's it for us.
Hear every stop of the 2024 training camp tour on NFL Radio Channel 88 and the all-new SiriusXM app.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timbermark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. 5-0 Blue Jays. Bottom of the 6th, Alejandro Kirk leads off and swings and misses at the first pitch from Griffin Canning. 0-1. Fourth inning of work for Griffin Canning, who's been great so far. His pitch, called strike 0-2. Canning has retired all 9 batters he's faced, coming in as a bulk guy today rather than starting as he often does. Threw only 29 pitches in 3 innings. His 0-2. Kirk takes down and away. For Canning, this is the third time he faces the Blue Jays. Actually made his major league debut against Toronto back in 2019. 1-2. Line foul, and a nice catch down the right field line by the attendant. Reaching up and dealing with the security guard in his space as well. Made the play plus the contact.
I thought for a split second that was Kevin Pillar down the line over there.
I mean, that's a big league play. That ball was hit hard. Kirk back in the box. Canning winds, glove overhead, the 1-2. In the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Canning debuted against the Blue Jays in 2019, although most, if not all of the current Blue Jays, actually all of them were not hitting in that game. 2-2. Kirk fights it off, foul over the screen. But he did pitch here in Toronto again in 2021. And Vlad gave him trouble that day. Hit a 2-run homer in the first inning. Teoscar Hernandez had an RBI single in the first as well. And Kevin Biggio hit a solo homer. The Blue Jays scored 4 on him in 5 1/3 that day. 2-2. Kirk chops it to short on 2 high bouncers. It's picked up by Zach Neto. The throw to first beats Alejandro Kirk, and there's 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. So Will Wagner up to the plate now with 1 out. Blue Jays up 5-0. Wagner had an RBI single in the second inning to help the Blue Jays to their second run. And he takes the first pitch here, inside ball 1. Wagner has hits in all 7 starts now as a Blue Jay. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fooled there by the changeup, 1-1.
That average now at 423. It almost seems like 423 really isn't that high, but
because he was hitting 570 for a week and a half. 1-1. Called strike 1 and 2. I mean, that average is going to come down, obviously, unless the Blue Jays have found the next Ted Williams. It's not going to be, even in the 370s or something like that in probably a couple weeks. 1-2. Swing and a foul back, still 1 and 2. But Wagner has been remarkably consistent, not just in the results, but the quality of contact that he's making, hitting the ball hard consistently.
Yeah, he's essentially just Spencer Horwitz 2.0. 2 guys that had a lot of success in the minor leagues. Will Wagner hit 327 in 2023. Spencer Horwitz hit 335 last year.
1-2 pitch, grounded foul, first base side.
And I tend to think, I've seen a lot of minor league hitters over my career. I tend to think that the guys that have high minor league averages, whether the power is there or not, that's a different discussion, but it more often than not translates to the big leagues just because they're good hitters.
Another 1-2, and this one's rolled softly to third. Wagner legging it out. The throw from Rendon beats him by a step and a half. 2 down. Let's go to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard before Ernie Clement comes up. 5-0 Blue Jays, bases empty and 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Baltimore Orioles tonight are hosting the Houston Astros, and it's Houston who holds a 4-0 lead right now. Make that 6-0 actually. In the last moment, it's expanded as Ernie Clement takes down an away ball 1. And those 6 runs, Chris, scored off Baltimore ace Corbin Burns. You don't often see that from Burns against anyone, but the Astros have gotten to him tonight. They lead 6-0 in the 6th. Out-of-town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Clement with a foul tip, and now the count's even at 1-1.
If you would have told me in spring training that Ernie Clement at the end of August would be hitting 273 with 10 homers and 42 RBIs, I would have told you are nuts.
And you would have taken that by far. 1-1 pitch is hit high to medium depth center. First play for Pillar out there in center field today, and he makes the catch and tosses the ball into the stands as that wraps up the bottom of the 6th. 5-0 Blue Jays as we go to the 7th in downtown Toronto. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
We're two men in a truck, the movers who care. You never know when cardiac arrest can happen. That's why each and every one of our trucks carries a life-saving Mikey defibrillator as part of our Mikey on Board program. Whether we're on the highway or in front of your house, we're prepared to help anyone whose heart may skip a beat. The Mikey Network has saved many lives, making Mikeys accessible to the public. And now they're on board our trucks. We're two men in a truck.
Two men and a truck, the movers who care.
The Blue Jays are inviting you to work from Dome. Put it in your calendar. 307 weekdays starts this season. You can work from Dome with friends or coworkers at Rogers Center. It's a game changer. Make the ballpark your office for the afternoon. Work from Dome, 307 weekday starts. Let's touch base. Check out ticket options on bluejays.com/workfromdome.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Next pitch, Moniak takes off. It's low a ball, throw down to second. They got him!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to Rogers Center, top of the 7th inning. 5-0, the Blue Jays leading the Angels in the opener of this 4-game series. Welcome to the Timbermark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman. To my left is Chris LaRue. New pitcher into the game for the Blue Jays is the left-hander Brendan Little. He's on to face 6, 7, 8 in the Angel order. Righty, lefty, lefty. Joe Adell, Matt Thaiss, and Nico Cavadas. Adell, a right-handed hitter, 1 for 2 today. Steps up, and the pitch from Little. Fastball. Misses off the plate away, 1-0.
And we actually saw Brendan Little last night. Cincinnati struggled with the command. The fastball was very erratic. Most of his pitches were actually balls in that outing.
Little's 1-0. Swing and a bouncer to third, and it takes a high hop, bounces off the backhand side of Clement's glove, and falls to the dirt. Adell is safe at first, and we'll wait on the scoring decision.
Well, I don't know if Ernie Clement came up with that ball, if he even had a shot at Adell at first base. He was deep down the line, down that third base line. A tough hop, ate him up. But that would have been a long throw to get Joe Adell at first base.
Still nothing up on the board yet. Now they do rule it a hit. For what it's worth, Clement, the leader in the American League in defensive runs saved at third. First pitch to Matt Thaiss is hit foul, 0-1. I know it's coming after a ball bounced off his glove, but you were saying when Clement was up last inning, would you have guessed he was 273, 10 homers? Would you have guessed that Ernie Clement is at least statistically one of the best third basemen in the American League at this point in the year? I don't think many would have said that. A 1 pitch. Hit on the ground, foul, 0-2.
He's about as solid as it gets. A great personality in that dugout. A great clubhouse guy. He can play many positions. And then to top it all off, I mean, his offensive output is outrageous this season in terms of what we thought that he could potentially do.
And he's 28. A lot of guys, if they haven't broken out at this point, it may not come. But Clement has really found something this year. Little misses down and away to Thaiss. It's 1-2. Clement way off the third baseline, almost playing at short with the left-handed hitting Thaiss up. Jimenez up the middle. 1-2. Called strike 3. Fastball on the outside corner freezes Thaiss. 1 out. You mentioned we saw Little yesterday. This is his 34th appearance of the season. Earned run average just above 4. And the lefty, after giving up the leadoff infield single, gets a strikeout. Now Nico Cavadas faces a first pitch strike on his sinker right on the outside corner again, 0-1.
Yeah, he looks a little bit better tonight. Obviously, something was off mechanically, mentally last night. He was really fighting something, you could tell.
A 1 pitch. Swing and a fly ball right field. Springer on the run near the corner, reaches out and makes the catch. Adele way off first base, but sprints back and dives in head first ahead of the throw. 1 out. Blue Jays almost had a chance at 2, and now there are 2 down in the top of the 7th. Well, kind of like Ernie Clement, it's easy to forget with Brendan Little how little he had pitched in the major leagues. Didn't mean to do that, but it happened. How little he pitched in the major leagues before this year. He had 1 major league appearance before this season.
Which is hard to believe because his stuff is major league caliber stuff. 95, 96 with that sinker.
First pitch to Michael Stefanik is bounced softly over the mound. Charging in the shortstop Jimenez. Gloves, throws to first, and ends the inning. Good bounce back after the leadoff infield single. A scoreless frame with 1 hit and 1 left for Brendan Little. And at the 7th inning stretch, it's 5-0 Blue Jays. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
So, you want to be a Looney Dogger, eh? Every Tuesday, Blue Jays home game is Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. Grab $1 hot dogs from various concession stands around Rogers Center. Plus, stop by the Schneider's Porch, your hot dog headquarters. The destination for a one-of-a-kind hot dog experience with excellent ballpark views. So, whether you're the relish ringleader or 7th inning snacker, no Blue Jays game is complete without hot dogs. Don't miss out on this delicious deal. Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
I am by your side. Got a heart so big, on this you can rely. No mountains too tall for the strong boots to climb. I am by your side.
That was Desjardins Insurance, playing insurance with a heart so big it shows. Tune in for your auto and home coverage at desjardins.com/heart.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
The 0-2 pitch. Fastball, strike 3 looking.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to Rogers Center in downtown Toronto. Thanks so much for tuning in on this Thursday night series opener. Blue Jays and Angels. Toronto up 5-0. Griffin Canning winds and delivers to Joey Loperfido, who lines the first pitch into right field for a base hit. Second hit today for Loperfido, who's really been rolling recently.
Yeah, he's been looking a lot better, swinging at better pitches. That slider right there was hung by Canning right down the middle. Joey Loperfido rips it through that hole on the right side. I think he's going to be a good player. I know that he was struggling mightily just to start his Blue Jays tenure, but I think he was just putting a little bit too much pressure on himself.
Leading off first base now, Leo Jimenez up. And the pitch from Canning. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Really interesting to see if Loperfido thinks about running at all. I know the Blue Jays are up 5-0, but he's a guy who can run, but has only stolen 1 base as a Blue Jay. 0-1. Called strike 0-2. Let's go Blue Jays chance here. It's been a big day for Toronto so far. Now a throw over to first by Canning. Dive back safe by Loperfido. Griffin Canning, the long man today, the bulk guy, has been great. All 5 runs were scored before he was inserted in the game. Righty's 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And for Canning, that's his 4th strikeout here in his 5th inning of work.
You mentioned that Loperfido is a guy that could potentially steal bases. In 2023, he stole 27 bags in the minor leagues. In 2022, he stole 32 bags in the minor leagues. So he is definitely a guy with some speed. I wouldn't mind seeing him go here.
Top of the order, George Springer, and the pitch. Strike 1 with a fastball. Loperfido has 3 stolen bases in his major league career. He's been caught once. He was caught with the Astros. He's 1 for 1 as a Blue Jay. Throw over to first again and a dive back from Loperfido. At least Canning or maybe Ron Washington think that Loperfido might be thinking about going.
Yeah, some people probably think that 5-0 is too big of a lead to steal, but I tell you what, if you're on that field, you certainly do not think 5-0 is too big of a lead to swipe a bag.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a foul off 0-2. You know when you definitely don't think 5-0 is too big of a lead? When you were up 6-0 yesterday and lost 11-7. I don't think the Blue Jays are in let's read the unwritten rules book mode right now. They're going to try and do anything they can to make sure they win.
I almost forgot about yesterday's ball game.
I'll never forget.
Thanks, Ben.
1 out, bottom of the 7th. The 0-2 to Springer. High, ball 1. Springer quiet today at the plate. 0 for 3, 2 groundouts and a strikeout. Homered 3 times in the last 2 games. One, 2. Just off the plate outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tommy Nance is now warming up in that Blue Jays bullpen out in left field. I would imagine that Brendan Little, who has thrown in his second game in a row, he threw yesterday as well, is probably out of this ball game.
Two from Canning. Low ball 3, and George Springer has turned an 0-2 count into a full count. What do you think about Nance for the 8th?
Well, it's relatively high leverage. I mean, you're still leading, so that higher leverage than if you were down 5-0. I like his stuff. I like his demeanor out there. Obviously, I like the potential.
3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Snap throw over to first. Loperfido back with a dive, but there are 2 outs.
I like the movement on the fastball, especially. I tend to not love fastballs that are straight. When I see a guy, especially like, let's talk about Nate Pearson for a second. Nate Pearson has that 98-mile-an-hour fastball, but it's very straight, very hittable, not a lot of life through the zone. Tommy Nance is almost the opposite. A lot of life, zip through the zone, sink through the zone, and then, of course, he has that big breaking ball as well.
Nance continues to get loose as there are 2 outs now in the bottom of the 7th. Runner on first, and the pitch to Dalton Varsho. Inside ball 1, another throw over to first, and Loperfido back standing. He has garnered a lot of attention from the battery for the Angels this inning.
Well, they must know his minor league numbers.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, 2 checks from Canning, the pitcher, and 2 checks from Theis, the catcher. 1-0. Called strike at the top of the zone, 1-1. Varsho 1 for 3, a double, a ground out, and a pop fly. Throw over to first. Loperfido back in with a dive. One. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
At this point, you might as well just go.
Because they work so much?
Sure. 2 outs in the inning. Let's get you into scoring position.
Loperfido with a 3.5-step lead. Extends it a little bit. Canning set at the belt. The 1-2 in the dirt. For Varsho, the batter, his 20-game on-base streak, the second longest active in Major League Baseball. Nolan Arenado got on today for St. Louis in their game that's already wrapped up to improve his MLB best streak to 21 active. And Francisco Lindor has 20 going into tonight. The Mets haven't started play yet. But Varsho is right up there with the longest active streaks right now in MLB.
Yeah, his average now is actually up to 213. I mean, there was a while there where he was struggling to get to that Mendoza line. He was about 197, 198 for a while, and here he is, 213. He's definitely seeing the ball a lot better than he was earlier on in the season.
Quick visit to the mound for Matt Theis, the Angels catcher. He's back behind the plate now and in a crouch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Loperfido on first, and the pitch to Dalton Varsho. Swing and a pop-up. Out of play off to the left. Canning up to 60 pitches after that one was spoiled by Varsho. A guy who can pitch into the 90s, even triple digits. Has 25 starts this year. Another 2-2. Up and in, ball 3. Varsho twists out of the way. Well, I can tell you this for sure, Chris.
I know where you're going with this.
Loperfido's stealing now. Not really stealing. Moore has a head start on the pitch. It's full count and 2 outs. Nolan Shonwell, the first baseman, backs up to play behind him. Payoff pitch. Swing and a pop-up right side of the infield. Veering foul. Shonwell, the first baseman, makes the catch in the first base coach's box and ends the inning. A leadoff hit for Loperfido. He's stranded on first. We go to the 8th with the Blue Jays up 5-0. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Tonight on Sirius XM Sports.
The final weekend of the NFL preseason kicks off tonight on Sirius XM NFL Radio. Tune in now for an AFC matchup as the Indianapolis Colts are in Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Your home for the best analysis and play-by-play for the National Football League is on Channel 88 and the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
You love listening to baseball. You love talking about baseball, and so do we. That's why SiriusXM has the only channel on the radio dedicated to baseball 24/7. It's MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM Channel 89. News, opinions, passionate baseball talk from former players and GMs, plus interviews with players, managers, and executives, original specials, and much, much, much more. All baseball, every day, on your radio. If you can hear me right now, you've got MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
This is Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and host of the award-winning podcast, Black Diamonds. This week, we discuss Negro League statistics being integrated into the MLB record book.
This game, I realize how important it is to this country, to our history. Having the Negro Leagues included into all of this baseball history is as American as you can get.
Listen to Black Diamonds right now on the all-new SiriusXM app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Fantasy football players, learn winning strategies right now on Fantasy Sports Radio to help you draft a winning team on Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
8th inning in downtown Toronto. Tommy Nance on the mound for the Blue Jays, with the Blue Jays up 5-0 on the Los Angeles Angels. I'm Ben Schulman. To my left is Chris LaRue. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Tommy Nance going to take on the top of the order here. Taylor Ward, Zach Neto, and Nolan Shonwell in the road half of the 8th. Ward 1 for 3 with a single off Ryan Yarbrough his last time up. Faces a pitch from Nance. Miss up top, 1-0. Good run for Nance so far as a Blue Jay. Has made 6 appearances and allowed 1 earned run in 6 1/3. 1-0. Breaking ball drops into the zone, called strike. That was a hard curveball from Nance. Also throws a slider, but it's that low to mid-80s curve that makes his mix really unique. 1-1. Called strike with another breaking ball, another curve at the top of the zone, 1-2.
Yeah, it's not quite a 12-6, but it's pretty close to it. And like you said, it has that hard bite, almost drop off the table type of drop to it at 84, 85 miles an hour.
1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Goes to the slider and gets the swing and a miss from Ward, 1 down. Slider is a little bit sharper, moves a little bit less. High 80s from Nance. And he'll throw it about as often as he throws the curve. 1 out here, Zach Neto, the shortstop, 0 for 3. Pitch from Nance. Fouled back off of Alejandro Kirk, who sags down a little bit and now picks up the ball, 0-1.
Yeah, I think that foul ball actually got him in the arm, that bare arm there. He kind of sagged down, like you said. Tommy Nance is going to give him a quick second. Walk around that mound. Alejandro's a tough guy, though.
Have to be a catcher. I mean, they take such a beating back there. Kirk appears to be all right, and he's back in the crouch and going to his right knee to the pitch column to call the 0-1 for Nance. 6'6" righty set at the chest. His pitch to Zach Neto. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Really awkward swing on that slider.
Yeah, that was probably one of his best sliders that I've seen. I was about to say that I like the curveball more than I like the slider, but that one right there took a sharp left turn, a lot of depth to it. I rescind my statement. I like both of his off-speed pitches.
There you go. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It bounces off of Kirk and rolls to the right. Kirk from foul territory throws on the run to first and gets Neto, who was jogging down after the drop third strike. There are 2 outs.
Well, that tells you just how much movement that curveball has. Alejandro Kirk had a tough time catching that baseball, ran after it, picked it up with his glove, and threw on the run to first base. But that was a great breaking ball. Like I said, not quite 12-6, but pretty close to it.
Helps Nance to back-to-back strikeouts, and now Nolan Shawnuel is up with 2 outs and the bases empty. 5-0 Blue Jays, top of the 8th. Right on left, here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Let's go quickly to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Rays and A's played earlier today at Oakland Coliseum, and it was the home side, the Athletics, who won 3-1 over Tampa Bay. 1-0 pitch to Shawnuel, called strike 1-1. Blue Jays fans may remember Darryl Hernandez hitting his first career home run for the A's here in Toronto. It was Hernandez's double that ended up being the decisive run in that 3-1 Oakland win. 1-1 pitch to Shawnuel, ripped at and missed, 1-2. Shawnuel asks for time to think for a moment. Big breath from Nance on the mound, who's a strike away from striking out the side.
Well, I can tell you Shawnuel's thinking that curveball was pretty good. That was an awkward swing.
Nance kicks and fires. Called strike 3. Dropped the curve on the outside edge. Tommy Nance sits down the side with 3 strikeouts in the 8th to send us to the bottom of the 8th inning. 5-0 Blue Jays at home. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
If you're looking for a fun day, did you know the day before Monday? Junior J Sunday. You can paint your face, come and meet Ace and run base to base. On Junior J Sunday. So many things to do. You can bring your crew and even mom and dad too. Junior J Sunday.
Sundays are for Junior Jays. Get to the ballpark early to enjoy outdoor activities before continuing the fun inside while you cheer on the Blue Jays.
If you're feeling the song, grab your dad or mom, visit BlueJays.com. Junior J Sunday.
I am by your side. Got a heart so big, on this you can rely. No mountains too tall for the strong boots to climb. I am by your side.
That was Desjardins Insurance, playing insurance with a heart so big it shows. Tune in for your auto and home coverage at Desjardins.com/heart.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
A game-tying blast from Bo Bichette.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. leading off for the Blue Jays. Bottom of the 8th inning in downtown Toronto, 5-0. Toronto leads Los Angeles. Angels pitcher Griffin Canning winds and delivers, and the first pitch is in there, strike 1. Thanks for sticking around with us tonight. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali, our host and producer. Andrew Adams and Tom Young, our technical directors. 0-1. Down and away. Rare day for Guerrero, the .316 hitter, where he doesn't have a hit yet. 0 for 2. Intentionally walked in the second. 1-1. Swing and a pop-up behind the plate. And back foul out of play. 1-2. Vlad waggles the bat above his right shoulder. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and he lost his bat toward the Blue Jays dugout. Guerrero will walk back toward the dugout and find it. That's a strikeout for Canning to start the bottom of the 8th.
That bat actually landed right in front of George Springer. There's that short fence separating the field and the dugout, but that's probably pretty scary over there. Assistant hitting coach Matt Haig actually tried to catch it. It's probably not a good idea.
Better than some of the Blue Jays trying to catch it. First pitch to Spencer Horwitz, misses low, 1-0.
We don't care if he hurts his hand, I guess.
Well, more, he can work while he has a hurt hand. The guys on the team cannot. 1-0. Called strike at the bottom of the zone, 1-1. Spencer Horwitz with a double in the second inning started that 5-run Blue Jay rally. That's the difference in this game. It's 5-0 Toronto. 1 out, bases empty, bottom 8. The pitch from Canning. Swing and a bouncer to first. Picked up on 2 hops by Shawnuel, who flips back to Canning. 2 outs.
Griffin Canning has been incredible. 5 2/3 now. He's been almost perfect, giving up just 1 hit. Maybe Ron Washington knows what he's doing.
I mean, they might have to rework who goes in the first 2 innings, as Blue Jays scored 5 in the second, but certainly they've gotten one of, if not the best outing out of Canning in his entire season here, pitching him out of the pen for the first time. Right-hander in his 6th inning of work throws his 70th pitch of the game, and Alejandro Kirk takes strike 1.
I mean, up until today, he's been up and down, not awful every game, but in the last 7 games, he has an ERA of 7.
0-1. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. Canning adjusts the brim of his cap, looks at the baseball for a second, now tucks it into his glove belt high. A step to the left from the righty, and the 1-1. Kirk bends the knee, doesn't swing on a pitch high, 2 balls, 1 strike. New baseball for Canning. Kirk will step out of the box. A reminder that this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership or the Sportsnet Radio Network. Kirk now going to ask for time before the 2-1. He'll take a quick step out. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Spaces empty, bottom of the 8th. Blue Jays 5 and Angels nothing. Long look in from Canning, and now the wind. The 2-1. Swing and a deep fly ball right field. Adele racing back, turns around. That one's off the top of the wall. Kirk around first, trying for second. The throw from Adele bounces away, and Alejandro Kirk has his 2nd double of the game.
Well, Alejandro Kirk was about 2 feet from hitting another home run. I actually think that he thought he might have got that. He walked out of the batter's box, took 2 slow steps, then realized that thing wasn't going out, and got on a quick sprint to second base, just beating the throw. Pretty good swing, though, from Alejandro Kirk.
He will take it for sure. Kirk coming up with his 2nd double of the game and his 12th of the season. Now Theis goes out to talk with his pitcher Griffin Canning before Will Wagner comes up. Canning with a shot here at a scoreless appearance. If he can finish off this inning, he may not even pitch in the 9th if the Angels tied it, and they'd need 5 runs at a minimum to tie it anyway. But he's got to face red-hot Will Wagner, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. The pitch. Wagner bounces it softly to first. Shotwell picks it up, flips back to Canning, who steps on first and completes another scoreless frame. 6 scoreless today for Griffin Canning, but the Blue Jays tacked on 5 before he got in there, and that's why they lead 5-0 going to the top of the 9th. Toronto tries to close out a series opening win next. Stick around. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Embrace the power. That is bold. And speed of the NTT IndyCar Series on SiriusXM.
Joseph, you got it! Wins the Indy 500!
The season rolls on Sunday afternoon at 3 Eastern with the Grand Prix of Portland.
That was sweet.
Nice job, guys. From the green to the checkers.
Flies under the twin checkers.
Hear every thrilling lap live on IndyCar Nation Channel 218, NBC Sports Audio Channel 85.
Alex Palou. Thank you so much.
And on the all-new SiriusXM app. Are you regretting eating that gas station hot dog? Yeah, we know. We've been there too. This is a message for baseball fans like you. Did you know that you get a channel that's talking baseball 24/7 as part of your SiriusXM subscription?
What?
Our lineup includes shows hosted by former big leaguers and executives. Plus, you'll hear from 17 managers each week. MLB Network Radio is on SiriusXM Channel 89, or just search MLB Network Radio on the SXM app. SiriusXM Sports. We're more than just a game.
This is John Paul Morosi. Coming up on the next episode of The Road to Cooperstown, I sit down with Hall of Famer Jim Thome.
7th game of the World Series. That's what every kid dreams of. It's heartbreaking when you don't win. Every player, I think, would feel that.
The Road to Cooperstown airs Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and the all-new SiriusXM app. New episodes drop every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts.
24/7, 365 coverage of all things NASCAR. All things NASCAR happens exclusively on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Radio Network.
Top of the 9th inning in downtown Toronto, and the Blue Jays 3 outs away from winning the opener of this series. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Blue Jays 5, Angels nothing. And Tommy Nance handed the ball for the 9th inning, took over in the 8th. His pitch to Anthony Rendon is a heater for strike 1. Why not give it back to Nance? The 8th couldn't have gone any better. He struck out the side. Now the 0-1 to the cleanup hitter Rendon. Swinging a bouncer up the middle and a single into center field.
I don't mind that. I just want, especially in a 5-0 ball game, I want a pitcher to come in, throw strikes early, and that's exactly what Tommy Nance is doing. As Kevin Pillar's coming to the plate.
Second at bat in this game for Pillar, who took over in the 5th inning, or rather the bottom of the 4th, defensively after Mickey Moniak was hit by a pitch and removed. First pitch to Pillar, swing and a miss, strike 1. 7 years, 695 games as a Blue Jay for Pillar, who had 641 regular season hits. Oh, 1. Hit on the ground to third, picked up by Clement, throws over to second 1. Wagner to first, and the Blue Jays turn the double play. Now 2 outs and the bases empty in the top of the 9th.
Not a bad slider right there. A little bit of a spinner over the middle of the plate. Kind of caught Kevin Pillar off guard there, ate him up a little bit, but that's what happens sometimes when you throw a backup slider. Hitters aren't expecting it, and you get an easy double play right there.
Angels now down to their final chance. Joe Adell coming up to the plate. Nance's pitch. Strike 1. A day after the Blue Jays went up 6-0 and lost the game, and a lot was written and talked about in terms of the Blue Jays bullpen. Toronto's gone 8 2/3 scoreless on a bullpen day. 0-1. Swing and a hard line drive into the left field corner. Fair ball. Adell racing around first. He'll go into second as Loperfido scoops it up. It's a 2-out double for Joe Adell.
Again, I would rather Tommy Nance get guys out, of course. But if you're filling up the zone, throwing a ton of strikes like Tommy Nance is doing, I don't mind this at all, especially with nobody on base.
For Adell, it's a 3-hit day. But like you said, pitching a little bit to the score here. You're going to go after guys. That was a fastball right at the top of the zone, and Adele put a good swing on it. Speaking of throwing strikes, how about 15 of them for Nance in 17 total pitches? Matt Theis is up now, representing the last chance for the Angels. Nance peeks at second, delivers home, and the first pitch is a check swing on a ball low. Peel down to third, no swing, 1-0. That's the first ball that Nance has thrown this inning.
As Chad Green starts to get loose in that bullpen out there.
1-0. Swing and a miss. Big hack by Theis. It was a curveball that was hung a little bit, left middle in, but Theis got under it.
Well, you know exactly what Theis was thinking with that hanging breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. Just swung right underneath it for strike one.
He was trying to book a date with the Angels and Chad Green. 1-1. Outside 2-1.
Well, you can't hit a 5-run home run right here, but you can definitely get the closer in the ball game.
Yep. Homer would probably do it. A little bit more traffic might do it. Blue Jays trying to avoid that. Nance threw an inning in 2/3, needs only one more out. 5-0 Blue Jays, top of the ninth. 2-1 pitch, hit foul. And now it's 2-2. Blue Jays only need one more strike. A 5-run second inning is all the offense the Blue Jays have needed. Up 5-0 here. 5 great innings from Ryan Yarbrough, the Bolt guy today as well. Runner on second. Nance is set at the chest. With 2 outs is 2-2. Check swing, pitch was low. Appeal to third. He did not go around. And will do it again at a full count. Nance tried to get him there to offer on the curveball. His bread and butter pitch. Fans on their feet clapping. The 3-2. Outside ball 4, and the game continues.
And we might see Chad Green here. I'm not sure what John Schneider's thinking. Tommy Nance does look very sharp. Doesn't look like he's going to come out and get him, but I think if anything happens with this batter here, this might be the end of the line for Tommy Nance.
2 runners on, and the Blue Jays are up 5. So you're still not looking at the tying run being at the plate, not even on deck, but rather in the hole, the batter after that. But like you said, one more base runner and things start to get pretty dicey. Chad Green continues to throw.
Well, Chad Green also doesn't look like he's in much of a hurry down there either. He could probably get loose in 7 or 8 pitches. Doesn't take much, but
maybe they want him to warm up a little slower to try to avoid too much heating up of the arm if he's not going to come into this game. Right. After all, the Blue Jays are 1 out away from winning. 5-0 Toronto. Nico Cavadas up at the plate. Pitch from Nance. Strike 1. Left-handed hitting rookie Cavadas. Hitless tonight, 0 for 3, 0 for 14 as a major leaguer in 5 games. 0-1. Called strike 2. A couple of breaking balls at the knees. And again, the Angels down to their final strike. And again, 25,900 get on their feet here at Rogers Center. Nance sets. Kicks and delivers. Just off the plate outside with the curve. Nance steps onto the first base side of the rubber. Fans getting as loud as they've been in this ninth. 1-2. Swing and a fly ball. Deep left field. Loper Fido back, and Nico Cavadas has left the yard. His first major league hit is a 3-run homer, and this score has gotten close in a hurry. It's now 5-3 for the Blue Jays over the Angels in the ninth.
And I didn't think that ball was getting out of here. I thought Joey Loper Fido had a beat on it. He just stopped at that warning track and watched that thing drop into the Blue Jays bullpen just beyond left field. Tommy Nance hunched over at the waist, probably frustrated with that swing. Not a bad pitch. Down and away, but a pretty good swing.
For Cavadas, his first Major League hit and first Major League homer. 20th homer of his pro season. He had 19 in the minors. Michael Stefanik up, Nance still in, and the first pitch is high with a fastball, 1-0. Frustrated look to the side from Nance. 5-3 Blue Jays. Chad Green continuing to loosen up. 2 outs and the base is empty. The 1-0. Fastball in there, strike 1. Pardon me, make that the slider. Nance working quickly now. Rocks back and releases. Swing and a bouncer to short. Jimenez charges in gloves. Throw over to first in time, and that's the ball game. Blue Jays survived the late scare. A very good day from Ryan Yarbrough and a huge 5-run fifth for Toronto. Helped Toronto to a 5-3 series opening win.
I know it doesn't seem like it from the final score, but this was a very well-pitched game. Ryan Yarbrough goes 5 innings and just cruised through those 5 innings. Griffin Canning was almost perfect in his outing. And then Tommy Nance, he gave up a 3-run home run, but he looked great. It was a very, very well-pitched game, a fun game to watch.
Blue Jays take it 5-3. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up and send you over to Blue Jays Talk with Jeff Blair. Stick around. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between Pizza and inflation. First to the plate, Pizza's big hitter, fixed rate pizza. An extra large 4-topping pizza for a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. I dare say, folks, inflation stands no chance against this all-star. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for fixed rate pizza. Lock in yours today.
Order pizza.ca.
We're 2 men in a truck.ca. We've got lots of men and lots of trucks, so get ready to be moved.
Think 2 men in a truck.ca. So when you gotta move.
Hey everybody, last chance to get in and donate to SickKids Hospital in Toronto. Our summer rally is wrapping up tonight with the Blue Jays game against the Angels, as well as the Argos and the Riders. So if you haven't done so yet, please take a moment, make a donation to SickKids as part of our summer rally. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. And remember, every single time you click a Toronto Sports Insider video, a portion of our revenue goes to SickKids every single month. So thank you for helping us create this amazing community, and please make a donation if you are able. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Let's finish strong, Insiders. Let's make a real world difference.
Protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
The Blue Jays are winners today, 5-3, the final score in the series opener against the Los Angeles Angels. First of 4 games, and it was an early surge for Toronto that made the difference. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Chris, it was an opener day for both teams. They were both starting with traditional relievers and then going to long guys or traditional starters after that. And for the Blue Jays, they made the most out of facing the opener or openers. Brock Burke started the game. Mike Baumann pitched in the second inning after Burke came out after giving up 3 hits in a row to start that second. Toronto scored 5 runs in the second, stringing together 5 hits to start that inning and coming up with 6 hits total in the second.
It's a good thing that they got those 5 runs, too, because Griffin Canning came out after those first 2 pitchers for the Angels and absolutely dominated. He gave up 1 hit through 5, ended up giving up 2 hits through 6, and he looked like a completely different guy. Luckily, the Blue Jays end up scoring those 5 runs in the second inning, and they end up winning 5-3, but I was really, really impressed with Griffin Canning.
In that second inning, there were a lot of big swings, 5 extra base hits, but the biggest one came after Toronto had already scored 2. Will Wagner was on first base, and Ernie Clement stepped up to the plate with the play of the game. 1-2 pitch is hit high, very deep, left field. Ward going back. Ernie Clement has left the yard. That pitch was up near his eyes, and he somehow hit it out. Third game for Clement in a row with a home run, and it's 4-0 Blue Jays.
And you said it, that pitch was actually up around the eye level of Ernie Clement. I don't know how he hit that fastball, but he continues to impress me. We joked during the broadcast, if I asked you in spring training, would you be okay with him hitting 273 with 10 homers and 42 RBIs? Of course, Ernie Clement is playing so well right now. He's a guy that you want on your roster. He's a guy that you want on the field. There's a lot of talk of who's going to play third base next year, who's going to play second base. Why not Ernie Clement?
Big day for Clement, hits his 10th homer of the year, and that at the time put the Blue Jays up 4-0. That would prove enough for Toronto, large in part because Ryan Yarbrough, Chris, was fantastic today.
Yeah, Ryan Yarbrough, I mean, if we joked about his velocity a lot today as well, 83, 84. Of course, he got up to 88, 89, but I love watching him pitch. Such a cerebral guy. I love watching guys pitch like that really don't have the high velo, the big breaking balls, but they get it done just because they locate, they know exactly what a hitter's thinking, and they know what pitch to throw in any count. I love Ryan Yarbrough. I hope he stays with Toronto this season and beyond.
5 innings for Yarbrough, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. He helps the Blue Jays to a 5-3 win. Yarbrough picks up the win to go to 5-2. Brock Burke with the loss goes to 1-1. No save today. For the Angels, it was 3 runs on 9 hits, no errors, 6 left. For the Blue Jays, 5 runs on 8 hits, no errors, 4 left. Game took 2 hours and 22 minutes in front of almost 26,000. And the Blue Jays take it to pick up their 60th win of the year. They're now 60-68. Los Angeles falls to 20 games below 500. The Angels are 54-74. Back in action tomorrow with another 7:07 first pitch. Chris Bassett against Jack Kahanowitz, That will be an interesting matchup as the Blue Jays try to guarantee a series split in this 4-game set. Hope you can join us then. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. For Andrew Adams and Tom Young, our technical directors, Show Ali, our host and producer, and Chris LaRue, my partner, I'm Ben Schulman. Hope you have a great rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow. And stick around. It's Blue Jays Talk, a winning edition with Jeff Blair, starting right now.
What's up, insiders? How we doing? Blue Jays win 5-3 over the Angels. I love it. I had to come on here and give a big thank you. Sorry, I had to be able to see my face even though it's really, really bright. I had to come on here and give a big, big thank you to Mark Duffney for that amazing donation to SickKids and the Super Chat. Thank you so much, Mark. It is truly appreciated. This is what I do it for. This is an amazing thing. I'm so thankful and lucky to have a platform to hang out with a bunch of you guys while I run around my busy life and listen to the games on the radio. Cheers to the donation. Cheers to all you Jays fans. I'm going to take it back to Blue Jays Talk to celebrate the Blue Jays win. We'll see you guys. Last call, SickKids, pinned in the chat. Get it. Let's go. See what we got. Cheers, everybody.
He's a text line. If you want to reach out to us, you want to talk about the Jays. Well, a lineup that included Horwitz, Wagner, Clement, Loperfido, and Jimenez. If you look at tonight's lineup, Springer got a job for next year. Varsho got a job for next year. Vladdy got a job for next year. I think Kirk definitely is a job for next year. Horwitz, I think we've already decided to give him a job, but Wagner, Clement, Loperfido, and Jimenez are all auditioning in some way, shape, or form for positions going into spring training. The Jays can't carry every one of the guys that they currently have in their roster right now because the roster is just not that good. So some of these guys who are seeing action right now are going to end up on the cutting room floor, as it were. But my goodness, based on what we've seen from Ernie Clement so far, I mean, Ernie Clement is as of this speaking, Ben Nicholson Smith and I were talking about this, he's grading out as a 3-WAR player right now, which is, someplace in the neighborhood of a $20 million a year guy. Now, I'm not saying that Ernie Clement is worth $20 million a year, but I'm saying that if you go on the basis of WAR, wins above replacement, and the value of people attached to it, the Jays are certainly getting more than their fair share of value. And this is the thing with this organization going forward. Even if payroll stays relatively high, you are still going to need guys who are going to step up and contribute and do things the way Ernie Clement has done them. I mean, you think of the great Jays teams that we've talked about, the 2015, 2016 teams. Yes, of course. It was about Josh Donaldson. It was about Russell Martin, Jose Batista, and Edwin Encarnacion. But Ryan Goins was here tonight. He was very much a part of that team. Kevin Pillar was here tonight. He was very much a part of that team. There were a bunch of guys on that team that contributed, and they weren't the high-salaried guys. They were guys who the Jays were able to get really, really good value out of. So clearly there's some pieces here for next year in terms of that. My question to you, I guess, at 416-870-0590, star 590, 1-888-666-0590, I'm going to give you a list. Wagner, Clement, Loperfido, Jimenez, Davis Schneider. Who of that group right now have you decided is on the verge of losing their spot in the pecking order for next year? I think we're just gonna leave Spencer Horwitz where he is, right? But Wagner, Clement, Loperfido, Jimenez, Schneider, those are the guys that are kind of, I wouldn't say on the bubble, but not all of them are going to be able to make the team next year. 416-870-0590, star 590, 1-888-666-0590. 5-3, the Blue Jays have beaten the Los Angeles Angels. How nice was it to see Ryan Yarbrough do that for the Blue Jays? I mean, didn't that remind you of so many Ryan Yarbrough outings against this team? Just kind of lulling you to sleep, and before you know it, he's pitched 5 innings, and you haven't done a thing. That's what the Blue Jays got out of Ryan Yarbrough tonight. Brendan in Alberta, you're on Blue Jays Talk.
Hey, Jeff. So for your question, I was thinking, I don't know, like Jimenez probably doesn't have a job on this team next season if they keep Bichette. If they trade him, he might. But that all depends on if they want to go out and get another shortstop or if they buy into Leo's, what he's done at the big league level or not. And, I mean, Loperfido probably will be your 4th outfielder. Besides that, I don't really see anybody really sticking with a job. I mean, Wagner's probably going to be depth down in the minor leagues. As much as, like, I liked what I've seen from him, and the approach he's given at the plate is pretty solid. I mean, like, he got his first hit off a lefty today, too, so you don't know what his ceiling really is yet, but it's probably not going to be an everyday guy. But I just wanted to talk about Spencer Horwitz's at-bat. Yep. He had to lead off that second inning.
10-pitch at-bat.
Left on left, 10 pitches. He was in a 2-strike hole after pitch 3, and he just battled. And the ability to then get a pitch down the middle and backspin that baseball all the way to the left center field gap. I mean, that was what you kind of wanted to see from Kevin Biggio, and you weren't seeing the ability to make contact or foul off pitches into strike counts when he would just go up there and get passive and just kind of look at that third strike a lot Horwitz is not going to go down looking very often, I don't think. And for me, that's a positive, because you swing the bat, you got a chance to make contact, you got a chance to do something to help your team and to put yourselves in a good position to score runs. So I don't know.
No, listen. I appreciate the call, and I am with you with the guys who are probably going to be on this team or not be on this team. We haven't seen Jonathan Clase yet. I want to see him, because he will clearly figure in the outfield picture next year in some form. I'm with you. At the very least, I think Joey Loperfido has this team made as a fourth outfielder. I've said this. I like having as many lefty bats on the bench as I can. I like having as many of my backup players swing from the left side as many as I can, because more often than not, you are going to run into a right-handed hitter late in the game. And for that reason, this is the thing about the trade deadline that excites me the most, more than anything else that the Blue Jays have done, is at least now I can look at this lineup and I can see some lefty hitters that aren't easy outs. Spencer Horwitz, we've already talked about him. Will Wagner, not an easy out so far. Joey Loperfido, I think we maybe underestimated a little bit the and Ben Shulman and I talked about this on Blair and Barker today. I think we may have underestimated a little bit just the adjustment this guy needed to make coming over here. I mean, this was a guy who was a highly touted prospect in the Houston Astros organization. There was a lot of chatter about him in spring training. I mean, people who follow the Astros, the bloggers, the really serious baseball fans, right, they kind of looked at Joey Loperfido in a lot of ways the way people here looked at Orelvis Martinez. He was kind of the next prospect that was going to come up and maybe be part of the core. We know the Astros are getting to that point where they're going to lose some guys in free agency. So Joey Loperfido spent all spring training hearing that. Then he's with the team, then he's down, and then he ends up getting traded. I just think that's a lot for a young dude to have dropped in his plate. So I think the Blue Jays' approach, from what John Schneider has told us, was that, look, we are going to let this guy show us what we need to do to make him better. We're not going to jump in right away and start doing a bunch of things. We are going to give him some room to breathe. We're going to study him, and we're going to try to work from there. And I just think perhaps what we're seeing with Joey Loperfido is just the comfort level, the comfort level starting to be there. And I like the skill set. I keep reminding people, and I'm not talking specifically about Joey Loperfido, but I'll throw Jonathan Clase in there as well. I keep reminding people that when the Jays traded for Teoscar Hernandez, nobody was making a big deal about that. Teoscar Hernandez was another Houston Astros outfielder that was just kind of on the cusp, had a difficult time breaking into the Astros. So I'm not drawing comparisons between these two guys and him, but let's just let this play out. And yeah, absolutely. You have to be completely blind to not see that there's more energy about this team right now. I'm not saying that they're a better team. I'm just saying there's more energy about them. They're quite frankly a little more fun to watch on the field. The bullpen. Yeah, the bullpen's going to be, we're going to be doing a lot of lighting of candles and crossing our fingers for the rest of the year with the bullpen. I will say that. Robin Port Hope.
Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
Good, man. What's up?
Yeah, listen, just for a little bit of fun, I thought you and I could have some fun talking about under what conditions would the Jays win a World Series in 2026? I know they're a long way, but what would have to happen between now and then? I love what you just said, that if you look back at the last couple of competitive teams that we had, whether it was Eddie Encarnacion, Joey Bats, Teoscar Hernandez, guys that nobody really got a handle on, that just suddenly found their game in their late 20s, and off they went. But what does the World Series championship team look like in 2026? I said to you, Jeff, I just looked at my crystal ball, and they won.
Wow.
How could that have happened?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be quite honest, because by 2026, you're looking at probably having to fill at least one or two spots in the starting rotation. Chris Bassett will be gone by then. I can't remember off the top if Kevin Gossman is a free agent after next year, but in the very least, you need another pretty significant starting pitcher. If you don't sign Vladdy, you're going to be looking at, well, if you don't sign Vladdy, you're going to be looking at a major, I think anyhow, a major rebuild on the part of this team. Maybe rebuild's the wrong word, but certainly a reset. I can't say that if they don't sign Vladdy, I don't think they can take a run at the World Series, but given how difficult it has been for this team to put together a middle of the order, to put together a deep lineup, I can't imagine that if you don't sign Vladdy to that long-term contract, I can't imagine you're going to, in 2026, without Vladdy, without Bo, have a better lineup on the field. I don't see that. And that's before we get to what is everybody else in the division doing? What is everybody else in the league doing? Like, if you look right now around Major League Baseball, the parity, the number of teams that are competing for playoff spots. Look at the AL Central. We used to laugh about the AL Central. Nobody's laughing about it anymore. Cleveland, Minnesota, Kansas City, those are all really good, serious teams. And they are going to be really good, serious teams next year. And maybe the year after that. We talked about Baltimore. Houston's got this amazing ability to keep things together. Texas won the World Series last year. I mean, that's just in the American League. And what I'm saying is, if this year tells you anything, if what we saw in the postseason last year tells you anything, it's that you really do just have to get into the playoffs to have a run at the World Series, right? There is a chance if you get into the playoffs that you can pull it off. So I hesitate to sit here and say if this doesn't happen, they don't have a chance. If this happens, they do have a chance. But I will say this. Signing, to my way of thinking, signing Vladdy and building around Vladdy is absolutely crucial to this organization having success in the next 2 or 3 years. Do I think they'll do it? I just don't know. I remain skeptical. I think if they wanted to get something done with Vladdy, they would have gotten it done by now. I don't know. I don't know what their intentions are with him. I've never known what their intentions are with him. There are times where I just wonder if this front office even likes Vladdy. Are they interested? I'd be interested in knowing. Are they interested in signing him? Don't give me this stuff about, we want to balance risk. There has to be a risk on both sides. No, with all due respect, there's more risk on the team than there is on the player when you get to this stage of a guy's career and you start talking about 7, 8, or 9 year contracts. Like, there's more. You're going to have to assume the risk if you're a team. And I don't know if these guys, I don't know if this front office wants to do it. I don't know if they have the stones to do it. I don't know if they have the inclination to do it. I truly don't. Show Ali, our producer, telling me Kevin Gossman is under contract through 2026. So there you go. They will have Kevin Gossman. But again, you've got another year on that arm. More mileage. More mileage in that arm. I've said this. I think the window for this Blue Jays group with Vladdy, my sense is it's probably passed. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong. But I'm just not certain. I'm not certain that it hasn't passed. I'm not certain that the max window for this team wasn't when they had Semien and Teoscar was still here and Gurriel was still here. I'm not certain that year won't be when this is all said and done. We'll be looking back at it and saying, as much as it was great to have Vladdy and Bo, that was the year. That was the year that the Jays had a shot at going to the World Series. 416-870-0590, star 590, 1-888-666-0590. We'll take a break, come back and wrap it up, go back to the phone lines. It's Blue Jays Talk on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Timber Mart is Canada's building center, a solid neighbor to call upon when you've got a job to do. Your dependable home improvement store that offers the added value of Air Miles reward miles with every purchase of $15 or more. Visit timbermart.ca.
Sportsnet Plus is the streaming home of the Blue Jays.
Fastball line to left, and it's caught.
Watch live games at home or on the go.
Long run, Springer! Wow, what a play!
Plus, catch Blue Jays Central for pre- and post-game updates with Jamie and Joe. Miss the game? Replays and Blue Jays in 30 are here for your recap.
Pitching has certainly led the way.
Watch it all unfold on Sportsnet Plus. Plans start at $19.99 a month. Subscribe now at sportsnetplus.ca.
We're two men and a truck. So, you're moving to a new home, and all that's left to do is to call a mover you know you can trust. Well, naturally, you think two men and a truck, since you know they have lots of men and lots of trucks. They'll wrap, pack, and move everything you own. With a 96% referral rating and the professionalism you can trust, the choice is simple. For a free in-home estimate, call today. We're two men and a truck.
Two men and a truck, the movers who care.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between pizza and inflation. First to the plate, with over 2 million sold, it's Fixed Rate Pizza, a hot and fresh extra-large 4-topping pizza for a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for Fixed Rate Pizza. Lock in yours today.
Order pizza.ca.
So, you want to be a Looney Dogger, eh? Every Tuesday Blue Jays home game is Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. Grab $1 hot dogs from various concession stands around Rogers Center. Plus, stop by the Schneider's Porch, your hot dog headquarters. The destination for a one-of-a-kind hot dog experience with excellent ballpark views. So, whether you're the relish ringleader or seventh-inning snacker, no Blue Jays game is complete without hot dogs. Don't miss out on this delicious deal. Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Timber Mart always has plans to help you with your plans. Your home, your cottage, your garage, whatever needs your attention first, check the most visited spot on our website for ready-to-order plans to get the job done with Canada's building center. Visit timbermart.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Bichette powers the ball to left field. Going back, Peralta. It's out of here.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
I've never seen that before. It's real. I mean, that I was basically said, holy with everyone else in the dugout. It's just the elite bat to ball. You know, it's kind of the blessing and the curse. Swinging a hot bat right now. That was pretty ridiculous what he did. He's really intense, and I think that he's done a great job of kind of transitioning into playing every day. Going back to last year, kind of some adjustments he's made offensively have been really, really good. Defensively, he's been outstanding, third, short, second, and on the mound. You know, he kind of does it all, but it doesn't really surprise me because I think he's had a battle for everything his entire career, and he's taken advantage of a time where he gets to play, and he's going about it the right way.
You know, it's funny. That's John Schneider talking about Ernie Clement. Now, I know that Kevin Pillar and Ernie Clement are different players. They play different positions, et cetera, et cetera. And, of course, Kevin Pillar, when he was here, was drafted by the Blue Jays and everything. But I kept thinking, looking at Kevin Pillar out on the field and watching Ernie Clement, about just how important it is to take advantage of your opportunities and how important it is to go about doing things the right way. Kevin Pillar, of course, got sent down to AAA by the Blue Jays, by John Gibbons. We've talked about this often. We talked about it with Kevin Pillar. He ended up coming back to the majors and staying here, and look where he is now. So just throwing that out there. 5-3, the Blue Jays have beaten the Los Angeles Angels. We've got a few minutes left in Blue Jays talk. Let's go to the text line. Show Ellie, our producer. Show, you've got some text for us.
I do, yeah. A couple came in both during the game and after the game. You asked the question about what people want to see from a lot of the younger guys. What will their places be for next year? Tina from London, Ontario says, love Clement, Horwitz, Wagner, and Loperfido. I hope we can find a spot for them in 2025. The Davis Schneider experiment should be over now, please. And Ryan and Arthur, to me, it's easy to send Jimenez down next year given his age. Looks like a good backup option to Bo. Davis Schneider is AAA bound, and the others make up great bench and platoon pieces.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. You know what? I agree with both of those things. We keep forgetting that Jimenez, unlike a lot of the other guys, is really young. He's 23 years old. I don't think the Blue Jays have to make a decision on him. I'd love to see him. I certainly want to see him in the organization, and I want to see these sort of little tantalizing power glimpses we've seen from him. I want to see that develop further in AAA. And yeah, unfortunately, I think like a lot of people, I love the Davis Schneider story. I just think, I think the guy's been exposed the more he's played. You know, unlike Ernie Clement, who's made that transition into an everyday player right now and seems to be taking with it and running. Same thing with Spencer Horwitz. I don't see that from Davis Schneider. And it's not that the Blue Jays haven't been giving him chances, but you know what? We still have September to go. Let's see if Davis can turn it around a bit and maybe get back into the thoughts for next year. 5-3, the Blue Jays have beaten the Los Angeles Angels. Thank you for listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Elmwood and Owen Sound, Ontario. Protect your vehicle from rust today. Find your local family-owned Crown at crown.com, Canada's #1 rust protection.
Everything a football fan needs is on the SiriusXM app. The biggest college football games. Holy smokes, what a play! Every NFL game with your hometown announcers.
It's a miracle in Las Vegas!
Winning fantasy football advice from the experts on Fantasy Sports Radio.
I'm just not overpaying for quarterbacks in a Superflex league.
And passionate personalities on Mad Dog Sports Radio.
I don't want to hear it. You're not winning a championship. Can we mellow out? Let's move on, please.
No matter how you follow football, it's all on the SiriusXM app.
I am all in, baby.
Every night after the final out, the Round Trip Roundup brings you the scores, highlights, and analysis from every game across Major League Baseball, all in less than 30 minutes.
Swung on and missed strike 3 and a no-hitter.
It's the perfect way to get caught up on all the night's biggest home runs and best performances.
And a high drive, deep right center.
It's the Round Trip Roundup on MLB Network Radio every night on SiriusXM Channel 89 and every morning on the SiriusXM app.
Nothing matches the passion, the excitement, the history-making moments of college sports. And nobody takes you inside the greatest campuses and stadiums across the country like SiriusXM College Sports Radio. Listen to all of the play-by-play action, expert analysis, and in-depth interviews with your favorite team. No matter the season, we have something for you. Your home for all things college sports is on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84. In season or out of season, the #1 place for college sports is SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Of Chiefs and Ravens. And we will be getting into that second half and then following that second half, breaking things down, reacting post-game. What does it mean? Remember last year's game, Chiefs and Lions was a big one. The Lions won, and that was sort of the awakening moment that, hey, Detroit could be something this.
What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us for this Toronto Blue Jays game. Please take a moment and join the 35,349 subscribers that have done so already and smash that subscribe button. Make sure that bell is turned on so you don't miss it when we go live. We are live for every single Toronto sports matchup. Whether it's the Blue Jays, we've got Leaf season coming up. We're doing an Argos game, the Argos games as well, Bills games. Every single game is right here on Toronto Sports Insider. Please hit that subscribe button and join our crew and help us continue to grow. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Thank you very much for joining our awesome community.
Fall around me this week, so people really getting into it, although I think we're getting back up to 90 on Sunday, so that'll be great. Fun. But that happens every year. You think it's fall, and then another summer comes. It's the same pattern every year, and we always act like it's the first time we've ever experienced weather. So the two-a-days tonight, we will go to Tennessee, talk to Rhett Bryan. He does the radio game day hosting ceremonies for the squad, halftime, postgame, pregame, and the like. He will get us in tune with what's going on with the Tennessee Titans, who, if you look at the AFC South, they're the forgotten team right now. A lot of the questions are going to be on Will Levis, kind of like what we talked about with the Raiders yesterday. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of things you can look at, but it's going to come down to the quarterback. Is Will Levis the guy for Tennessee? That's what they have to find out here in 2024, and I think that will be the ultimate storyline for the Tennessee Titans. He will join us in about 15 minutes. Next hour, Ricky Ricardo, who you may know on the baseball side, he does the Spanish play-by-play for the Eagles. So he is going to chat with us about the